This podcast is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, yeah, we'll be golden tomorrow. I have way too much stuff. Like, my boat is a mess.
I was counting on
Since Japan, it's been just... I think I've been on the phone 12 hours one day, 8 hours the other day, bartended one day, emails. It's been, a little catch-up when I've gotten back and a little jet lag, but...
Do you still bartend?
Like, once every 2 weeks right now, but...
Same joint?
Now that December's coming around, maybe a little bit more often. The hours are, like, the pay's not that good.
Really? Well, it's the jurisdiction.
Like, let's be
Well,
honest.
you be a
Dive bar
bartender.
pay in Stearns County is probably what it should be, but it's shit.
Really?
But I give A+ service, so maybe I'm just putting too much into it.
You don't mix up 3 beers?
No.
You get them right.
No, I put them on the table. They figured out.
Oh, just
like
you
I
smell
don't
them,
hand
you
them,
let me know.
Like, if I know, I hand them out right. If I don't know, I set them all in the middle and don't act like I know. Like, these were the beers you guys ordered. I'm just the delivery guy as far, even though I took the order maybe, but
And you're not slinging boats?
I'm not. But mostly,
Not professionally.
like
you are just by the nature of who you are.
I might need to part-time. Like,
Well, I
here.
thought last year that
So-
was a thing.
It was something we were looking at.
Mhm.
Yep. It didn't
And
work
just
out.
never happened.
Correct.
And I haven't had a chance to talk to my employer about some side shit for you too.
Dude, don't worry about it. Like I said, it's like what I need right now is not like something that's like easy to find, right? It's like what I need right now and what's available right now for that type of work is like trading a lot of time for a little bit of money. And then the hours for anything
life,
besides
though.
that. The hours
life.
for anything besides that though is trading a lot of time and then it's like, I don't know, if I didn't have this week to do what I needed to do, like,
Are you
I'd have
talking
really
like the
been-
last couple days?
yeah, like this week, like if I didn't do what I needed to do, like things for like the classic wouldn't
Yeah.
happen, right? So it's like if I had a full-time job, I don't know how I'd make it all happen, So that's, I think, the predicament anybody, who's in year 1 or 2 of something faces, right? Like, you're in the trenches and, life ain't sunshines and rainbows right now, period, right? It's blessed to be bass fishing and, like, yeah, shit's expensive, so.
Well, you said it
Try
all,
to
dude.
enjoy
It's all trying to figure out time. The time and money. That is the great equation.
Well, that's the number one barrier, right? Is like, to get the amount of money requires sacrificing the amount of time that you need to take to, and like, I mean, that's pro fishing 101, right? Like, to have the money to go do that, most people would have to sacrifice way too much time that would put them behind when they do get to where they pay to go.
Almost everybody, yep. And that's something that I'm dealing with now at being 37 or whatever.
I think we all feel that. I think we
But
all feel that, dude.
Having a kid really changes
Oh,
perspective.
for
And
sure.
I am more time hungry than I am money hungry. But we're also at a spot where we've both been making a reasonable wage for a significant amount of time now, and we haven't been living like Pablo Escobar nothing. We're
That's just it.
pretty moderate and
Extremely. I mean,
yeah.
I'm cheap.
Yeah,
I
hell
don't
yeah.
make many decisions, like, all tackle aside. Like, I'm pretty frugal.
You're
frugal dude.
you're the epitome of it from what I see is you work hard when you need to work hard, but you play hard when you can play hard.
Summers are short, my friend. And, you know, we cheat death every day. And I've
Literally,
I've
yeah.
felt that. And I guess, yeah, dude, it's hard because, like, when you, like, the American dream is work your ass off and then enjoy it. But it's like, bro, you could get hit by a truck tomorrow and never have gotten to, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labors, right? And it's like that thing at the end of the rainbow, like, people talk about it like it's fucking promised.
100%. Especially our generation.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, nah, dude.
We're pussy.
You
We're
can
pussified.
die. Yeah.
We really
we're
are.
Bitches, dude.
And I think, as messed up as it sounds, but like I feel like we're the first generation that haven't had to deal with real hardship in any. Yeah, housing prices are extreme, but I mean, I'm talking shit like war. We haven't seen war.
Yeah.
And even some of my older friends in their late 40s have seen war.
Right. Like, even our
Yeah.
like, my dad was born in like 64, right? So it was like, he was pretty freaking young during Nam. Like, enough.
But like Iraq
then,
and Iran and shit, there's a lot of people
that
that
was
have been
us.
there. Yeah.
I mean, we were our dad's age, or, you know, we were young when Iraq was happening enough to be like, 9/11, yeah, let's
I mean,
take care of it. We
I was
didn't know
in
shit.
7th grade. But I'm just saying, like, we have found things to worry about rather than the things that really matter, I feel like.
We lack perspective, for sure. We lose, the forest has been lost in the trees, my friend.
So time is all we got.
But think about this. Are we more manipulated than previous, like, pre-2005? Are we more manipulated now than pre-2005, or less manipulated?
I wish I knew. I have my intuition tells me more. I feel like a lot of shit went crazy during and right around COVID that has messed up everything we know. And a lot of it is, this is the galaxy. This is
yeah.
Like,
and hey, there's no rules here. Bro. There's no rules here. So, hey, this is natural. Like, I feel like we're just talking.
we are. Literally we are. But that's the things, like, in my stuber before I fall asleep, I think about shit like that, right? Like,
Oh yeah. All the time.
and I joke with the guys at work all the time. It's a billionaire's world and we're all just living in it, you know? They're playing a game.
That's
And
like
we're
the
pawns.
sad...
We're pawns in the game.
when you freaking put your head in that rabbit hole, like, that's the unfortunate thing that comes out. So I try not to put my head there too often, right? Because it's a billionaire's world. We're just living in it, and that's like. But yet, is ignorance bliss? Is it better to be? Is it better to? Is knowledge good, or, well, then at that point, like, knowledge is not a good thing. Like, that puts you in a pessimistic state, which is not good for your reality, or what have you, right?
here
Some
we
of the
go.
smartest people are some of the most depressed people you'll ever meet.
The whole thing you can kind of wrap back to, like, aliens, right?
Yeah.
And, like, they're probably real. And I don't know. I'm not paying.
You can't tell me they're like if you said they're not freaking real, I'd be like, how big's the galaxy? How big is space?
100% agree. I think aliens
that would be my
have
next
to
question.
be real. Just
And
logically, whether or not they have made it here and we know about them is relevant. I think they're here, but that being said, I shouldn't say irrelevant
they've
because
always been here, maybe.
that was kind of my whole thing bringing it back is, so, like, what do we know? What do we not know? The government is playing this game. It's all calculated. Everybody knew COVID was coming, blah, blah, blah.
I know it is, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Just picked up this new jerk bait. Oh gosh, from Thorne Brothers. Some Matatachi. Need a smell. And it is the MVP lure today. Oh my goodness. Just absolute units. And it's fall now, baby. And if you don't have a jerkbait on the deck, I don't know what to tell you, but this one here, Natatachi Hanitas Minnow, you can see those wings there, and that actually will change the diving depth of the jerkbait. So we've been fishing a few different depths today, and it's just awesome. You can adjust it real time. But the biggest thing is, not only is this bait innovative, but it's trigger and bites better than anything else we're throwing today. And this is a beautiful smallmouth. Let's get it back in the water. Thank you, Thorne Brothers. Whoa. Thank you, Matatachi. Let's get another one.
What, you know, like this whole thing is the same thing. Well, maybe we shouldn't know. Same thing with aliens. Maybe they are here, and we shouldn't know. Shit's bad. They got some stuff we don't need to know about.
If it's the interdimensional demons theory and that's the truth, then I'm like, yep, we shouldn't know. If that's the truth, right? That like aliens are interdimensional demons that are like soul farming us. Like that's a theory I've heard.
Like some Matrix shit.
Like interdimensional demons feeding on our souls, and like that's why we're here on Earth. That's why they keep us here. Is like they feed on our emotion, like negative emotions.
Man, that's a new
But
one.
what I'm saying is if that's true, like then I don't know if I want to know much more. Like
And-
that is a really, sad truth.
And
If that's the truth. And I'm not saying what I believe. Like I'm like probably one of the few people who's okay with I don't know. If somebody says I don't know, I'm like smart. Like how do you know anything now?
We talk about that. Like my old tournament partner Charlie and I, we talk about that stuff. Is just how is anybody to know?
That's the problem with now versus then. It was like I feel like people were more manipulated, but with one or two messages, right? And it was more controlled manipulation, right? And now it's so chaotic. You can't like there was a common truth back then that everybody was manipulated to believe or believed, or that was just withheld with people. And now it's like you could go into a suburb of the cities and go into a restaurant, and everybody in that restaurant would have somewhat of a different truth. Now, I feel like...
And you don't think it was that way back in the day?
I don't. I really don't. I feel like things were more commonly held, like with the population.
That seems fair.
You had Walter Cronkite holding the population together. You know what I mean? With the common message from the CIA. This is why we need to go to Vietnam, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just
If we don't, communism's going to spread across the whole nation. And the hippie movement was one of the first counterculture movements that, besides the American Revolution, which was based on just simple taxes, which was once again a commonly held feeling of like, yeah, you sick of getting fucked in the ass by these taxes? Yes, sir, I am. Like everybody felt it because you had to grow your own food, find your own food, hunt your own food, and like money didn't hardly exist. Like, and then you had to pay this stuff, and you just traded a donkey for some like wheat.
dude, and I've been known to go into a good old fashioned conspiracy theory. I buy into a good amount of them, but I think the best part to go against most conspiracy theories is how hasn't somebody spilled the beans? Like I've fairly
really good
recently
point.
I got into the moon landing one
Because people die when they do.
But there's so many people.
Have you ever read up on how many whistleblowers have died and
No.
over what? It's scary.
But lately, like I did watch some moon landing ones on YouTube and stuff, and I'm like, because that's when I was, growing up in our generation, we didn't really pay attention to that. You know what I mean? So I like to go back, and some of the footage is like, that's booty cheeks. It is so bad.
Do you think we went to the moon?
Here's the thing. Again, my heart at hearts is telling me no. Because why haven't we been back?
100%, dude.
And I hear these
question
reports of like they destroyed all the technology. They threw away all the documentation of how they built the equipment. And then I see this rickety ass aluminum foil rover taking off from the moon, and it took Elon Musk billions of dollars to figure out how to get a rocket ship to land and they just went to the moon, landed, and then relaunched from the moon. And not only that, dude, they did it on live TV.
I'm like, how'd you get the cord up?
I can't even get my Sling TV to work on Thursday Night Football,
It's
bro.
like, you telling me you had motherfucking Bluetooth like that back then, or like satellite or GPS?
But again, then we bring
cameras work that way.
Then we bring it back. And my whole thing with conspiracy theorists and theories, I should say, is what's in it. I always look at anything that people are trying to prove or disprove at what's in it for this side, what's in it for this.
Follow the money.
Bingo, and follow the money. And the moon has that. It was a race to technology.
Cold War.
With that whole thing is like, we're getting our ass kicked by Russia. Mm-hmm. They're sending people out to space. They're not landing on the moon and coming back. But they're
it was
getting
some
there.
1960s big dog bullshit.
And all of a sudden, Hollywood here, we figured it out.
Hey, just so you know, what's up, guys? It's
But
Neil
anyway.
Armstrong here.
But there was a lot of people involved, and you really think you could keep that many mouths shut? That's the part, because like I got a bait, and I've seen it in this office that I love right now, and I feel like I'm not talking to anybody about it. But even that shit gets out, you know what I mean? And it's like I only talked to 2 people, let alone a
Nothing wrong
freaking
with
moon
that, bro.
landing.
Well, right. So
How do you hide it?
baits are tough to hide. Baits, they come out eventually. If they're
Good enough, yeah. If they're good enough, guys learn it.
If it's good enough, you just can't hide it at some point. Right?
Starts winning tournaments, and that's all it takes, because you can't hide stuff anymore like you used to be able to with live TV and even just look at the microcosm that we fish. Champs
Right.
Tour. It's hard to hide stuff in that because you got a marshal, you got a camera boat
You for
next
sure
to you.
can't hide stuff from one person.
Fact.
And then if you're doing that good, you can't hide stuff from at least 2 people.
And it gets harder and harder, and I'm
Then the editor also gets to see that, so you
Bingo.
can't hide it from 3 people for sure if you do really well with it.
and it just and now again, the moon landing. Somebody would have been like, yeah, dude, my cousin's uncle was working for NASA, and he said that was 100%
But
a
here's the
Hollywood
thing.
studio.
When you control the narrative, what happens to those people, Nathan? They get painted as crazy.
You can't kill
They
everyone.
get painted, right? So the people they can't kill, they paint as psychologically crazy or crazy, right? That's why conspiracy theorists, tinfoil hat, the CIA actually invented the word conspiracy. Did you know that?
I did not.
That was something weird I learned, but I believe that's true.
I'll take your word for it.
Same.
All right, should we talk about fishing or something?
Sure, man. Yeah. I'm excited to go fishing with you tomorrow, dude. It's been a little bit. I can't remember if we went last fall or not, but I feel like we did.
I think we might have got out at least once. I think it might have just been once, though. 2 years ago was kind of our ignition of bass friendship, like in the water. Like we've always crossed paths, but we had never done it next to each other.
Right.
And 2 years ago, I feel like every time we found that common ground, and our common ground was freezing our ass off in a boat and catching them.
You're the only other guy who's fucking on my shit.
Well, yeah, we would run into each other and we're like, fuck, you can't beat him,
And we're
join
the only
him.
ones on the water.
Yeah.
And I think there's some mutual respect for where we were.
100%.
And who it was, why we were there.
Yeah.
And like, we didn't hold poach each other. We each put our time in on that lake and
Yeah.
found that we got to see it in its peak and in a place that was, I think, truly special. And what was cool getting in the boat with you was really just, there were so many similarities, and then there was just this little thing that maybe you had a little more confidence than me, and
Likewise,
and vice
yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
You know, the other way, and just but thinking very similar, but maybe sometimes a touch different in a few times, just because maybe, you know, you talk to these people or are in more in with that, and you know, I talked or I'd done this or that, so it's been really cool just to share the boat with you the couple days we have. And like, that's what's cool about fall is it's so much less of a, like, you can just go out and have fun fishing and not, like, it's not tournament season. You don't need to worry about or think about nothing like that.
No.
Not that I would be anyway, bro, for what it's worth, but like, I love fall fishing.
We're in a
just
safe
because,
space.
But fall fishing is like, we're busy with tournaments and life and shit in the summer. We don't always get to just, they freaking live here. Let's go figure out how to catch them. And fall's, Hayden and I were talking about this last night. Fall's one of the best times to experiment because like the searching is less.
It's
Because you can't fish fast. So you
Correct.
can't, so you have to fish slow. But like, you know, the fish are there. So it's not like super easy to test a bunch of things because each cast takes like 2 to 5 minutes, but like, if you do want to test something, you can literally throw at fish this time of year and test it.
correct. And it's such a crazy deal because like growing up starting fishing, I remember October was pretty much the end of it. And it's wild to see how different. And I think I really want to unpack this in a minute. This is something that just hit me when we were just talking.
Global warming conspiracy.
No, but you're close. It's called social media and the Mille Lacs Lake effect this year. But anyway, it's this
Okay.
thing where I feel like not that long ago, I had boat ramps to myself in October, let alone November, let alone December. And I feel like in the last, and maybe it is the COVID effect, but
keep in mind high school fishing effect,
the whole thing.
the whole shebang and bang.
And I think social media has something to do with it.
The
But
internet,
I used
dude.
to really feel like I'd go out late season and you'd have it to yourself, truly. And now I took a day off of work to go bass fishing in the fall, thinking I got this to myself because I used to have this to myself on Saturday. And you get out there on a Wednesday and there's 4 trailers at the boat ramp, and it's just have people learned that they are more catchable than they thought? Because I was guilty of that 10 years ago. I used to think I'm not going to catch them this late when the water's 45 degrees because they're not eating my spinnerbait in the lily pads anymore. And they just don't eat anymore because that's what I heard online one time. Like, bass aren't eating. Cheers, boys.
Drive safe, boys. Godspeed.
And I think you see these posts on social media. Oh, that guy caught him. That guy lives down the street from me.
100%.
They are still biting. I should go try. And it's that extra little bit of motivation to go try it harder than, well, I went out there and I went one time. I didn't catch them. I just assumed they're not biting. It's late in the year. I'm done. And now we're learning, they'll get,
Bro, you scroll through your phone, you see people catching them. You don't see people not catching them.
which is the craziest thing. This year, the 30 bags on Mille Lacs is wild. Wild.
The lake, I mean, and it makes sense to me. Honestly, the bait. All my life fishing, I've not seen them frickin' mow a 6-inch steer ride, jump, and puke up
Yeah.
a 6-inch Cisco or 2. So
That's
like
what they've always been doing, though. They've always been on the Tulibee. Late. The Tulibee spawn, October, November.
but like early September, like 6 to 7 inch Cisco's. And I think because Pokegama goes through
Sure.
peaks and valleys of that, right? And Mille Lacs, you really have seen the perch, and I just think the bait overall take off, and the size profile of the Cisco's,
So
I
you
think
thinking
really,
You thinking it's the perfect storm of bait right now?
I do.
More than the perfect storm of technology and
Coupled with that, so
last-
I don't think it's just that we're that good.
yeah.
I don't think it's just that we're better at catching them. I literally think that.
And I will say this: I
You know.
don't remember who I was talking to, but recently I was talking to somebody about Mille Lacs.
I think we're better at catching them. Don't get me wrong.
I agree, but I've been doing this for quite a while. Like, I've really liked that late season Mille Lacs thing, and I'm not by any means an early guy. I have only truly been bass fishing since I bought my first boat in 2012. But pretty much ever since then, I've been going out there late season, and I lucked into a wintering hole. Like the first time I went there, I looked at a map and I'm like, I watched this YouTube video about somebody out east or something fishing these Tulibee spawns, and it's got to be a big piece of structure close to deep water, and the Tulibees need to spawn in less than 10 feet. So your structure has to have a piece of it that's less than 10 feet. So I'm like looking at the map and I'm like, okay, all that mid-lake shit's out because that stuff tops out at 18. So I find like the biggest piece of structure and I roll out there. I think I was by myself and I had a Northland lipstick jig with I don't even remember what the swim bait was, on a bait caster, 12-pound fluorocarbon. I launched the thing out there first cast, 4.5 pounder, and I proceeded to just absolutely put the wood to them. I reeled in a lot of bass that day, and I called up Charlie, and we went back, like, I don't remember if it was the next year or whatever, same spot, same time of year, and I've done it every year since. And I will say, last year, before I really started to find some new spots, I started catching, like, 6s off of that. Instead of 4.5 to 5.5s, all of a sudden I caught, like, I think one day out there last year, I caught 4 over 6. And I had not caught a 6-pounder out there that time of year before that. And then last year I caught 4 off of the same stuff I've been fishing. And I think that day I did go find a couple new spots. I had to start running some stuff, but still I'd never put one on a scale over 6 on that spot before, and I've been fishing it for 10 years at least.
Wow.
So there is something to be said that I don't know if pressure's
Year class.
moving fish, if it's year class, but anyway.
I think it's, no matter what, it's not, I don't think there's one single factor, but I think it's a combination of multiple facets that it's the perfect storm.
Yeah.
I think what'll be interesting to me is I feel like the lake's peaking, right? And whether it keeps going or not.
It'd be sick if it wasn't.
I know, right? Like, how wild would that
Right.
be? Maybe the sculp. Because Dane and I had a theory about the sculpin out there, because there's freshwater sculpin in there.
Sure.
Not a lot,
Yeah.
from what I've been
Probably
told.
1,000 of them.
But we had a thought process that they preferred those.
You know, it's one thing that I have seen out there that I never hear anybody talk about. Log perch. Look it up.
Log perch.
I've had years out there
Log
where
perch.
I've been catching them, and they'll all be spitting out log perch. Weirdest thing, dude.
Log perch.
It looks like a perch, had a baby with a sculpin.
Oh my god. Yeah, it does.
It actually looks just like you had that minnow you have tied on, that little bit longer one with the stripes on it.
Yeah, the perchy looking one.
Because a log
Which
perch,
Rizu?
a log perch.
Introducing the chicken rod from Vocelka Fishing and Customs. This is the perfect rod for swim baits chatterbaits, and big hair jigs like the chicken that's become so popular in Minnesota. This is a 7'6" heavy action rod with a moderate fast taper. The perfect action for landing those fish on a long cast, cover in water. Introducing the chicken rod, visit vocelkafishing.com.
Looks like a perch, but they're longer and skinnier.
Yeah, yeah. Log perch are a type of darterfish known for their conical snout that extends beyond their mouth. They are native to eastern and central North America, inhabiting streams, rivers, and
AKA
lakes,
Mille Lacs.
and are characterized by their yellow-green bodies with dark vertical bars. Log perch are bottom dwellers that feed on invertebrates and are an important food source for larger fish. That's Google.
Yeah,
right?
man.
But dude,
They live out there.
They're
And I don't know the
more-
correlation, but
They're a more log-shaped perch, and I would say they're more. They look like more of a dogfish and a perch. You know, had a one-night stand, and maybe. Are they pretty common? Like, do you feel like you were?
I would
on
say
a log
no.
perch pattern.
I would say they're not common, but there is years, and more specifically periods of years, where every time I've been out there, they're choking up or they're coughing up log perch when you reel them in.
Really?
And it's been not this time of year. This is November 22nd, by the way, but it's
Dude, I feel
more
like I could mistake a
late
baby.
summer.
I feel like I could mistake a baby log perch for a sculpin.
They are
I
weird.
don't know. That one I bet I would feel like if I saw that, I would think it's a musky fry.
They're definitely weird, dude. I think the first time I ever saw one, it was probably this big, so call that 4 inches. And I think I thought it was a stickleback, like the ones you get with your fathead minnows. Not that you know, maybe, but
I couldn't tell you. A stickleback, eh?
I think I thought it was
We're on
a
that,
stickleback.
we're running that stickleback pattern, eh?
But
Bill?
anyway, it doesn't matter. I just Mille Lacs is in a weird spot, and I don't know what to think of it other than holy cow, did the boys beat on them this year. And I feel a little bit bad for them, but I'm guilty as charged. I'm out there too.
I was conservatively out there.
Yeah.
You know,
I would say conservative. I think I fished it 3 times this fall
I
total.
would like to say there was I was very gentle in comparison to probably other people spending time out there.
You were very gentle and soft hands, wet, like stream trout fishermen or what?
No,
Not using
I messed them
landing
up
nets?
when I was there, but me being there once every
Yeah.
twice a month is not, or 3 times a month is not the same.
It was just weird. I'd be
3 times a month, that's, in my opinion, that's conservation, my friend.
I'll give it to you. But I don't know. It's something that I'm curious about just because it's unavoidable the fact that everybody was out there and everybody was catching them. And it is one of those things that I don't have the answers. I have a lot of questions. I personally think
That's
I did
okay.
marginally better than historic, but by no
That's it.
means would I say I mean, it's always been good late, but it was
I sucked today, 28 pounds. Like, that's how it felt with all the 30-pound bags, right?
correct.
And I would catch 27 on a bad day,
I think, like I said,
28 or 29 on a good day. And the variance was, like, I couldn't tell you what was different about my approach.
I used to catch more, but they're bigger now.
That's, I guess my point is, bigger. You don't catch as many.
Would you agree?
You don't catch as many in a day. In the summer, you catch more in a day now.
100%. I wouldn't say more. When I first started fishing Mille Lacs, you'd go up on any reef, throw a lipless crankbait out there, and you would catch 5 bass off of each buoy.
See, I've never been a guy. And I haven't been fishing it as long as you. And I probably haven't fished it as often as you, especially late or whatever. But what I do know is, right when I started fishing, the numbers were the best, is when I'd have.
Do you
50 to
you
100
know about
fish
what
days.
year that would be?
Ooh, it would have been 2013, 2014, 2014, 2013.
Okay.
So not that long.
No, that's, I mean,
But
we were just talking about this tonight. We're not spring chickens anymore.
no, but like,
Sneakily catching up to us.
but like between then and now, it was like what was really good numbers like in the summer would turn into very grimy days. But like I would get 5 big bites.
There was
You know
the
what I mean?
post AOI lull.
I would get 22 to 26 pounds a day, but I'd like you're sweating to come in with fishing deep offshore, not getting a lot of bites.
When was Team Trail the most recent one?
And
Was
that was,
2
I would say,
years ago?
not. That was the, yeah, and I would say that would be the like
That was on the
uptick.
uphill. Yeah, I would
And
agree
I'm,
with
like,
that.
getting more
'Cause
bites in the
before
summer.
that-
More bites in the summer.
Before that, I feel like everybody was saying you couldn't catch them out there in the summer. Like people were really struggling. But
Right.
Mille Lacs, dude, I've said this, I don't want to create any more attention to Mille Lacs. It's
If you
becoming like the St. Clair of Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like, and I say the same thing. I just said it to my work buddies the other day. Is like, where should I go fishing tomorrow? I want to go to Mille Lacs, but I kind of want to go down to like Wabasha and do something different. But Mille Lacs is like a generational talent right now for fishing. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough not to go
How
there right
lucky are we to have that an hour from home? Because you're going to go out there, like we just talked
Hour
about tonight.
35.
We're probably going to go there tomorrow.
We're going.
And I think on the low side, we're probably going to have 22 pounds. And on the high side, we're probably going to have 30, right?
Yep.
And how crazy is it?
we don't have 22. I feel like we should do better than 22. Unless the wind howls. And
I'm
it
just
sucks,
saying.
but I like
it's
hey,
cold.
low expectations, high aspirations.
But even what you just said, dude, I hope we catch more than 22. There's people living down south or anywhere that are like, dude, I've never had a 22-pound smallmouth day in my life. And we're throwing them out the car door on our way home talking about how bad it was.
Right?
I've seen this little dude.
Yeah, it's kind of neat, huh?
It's like a newt. You ever had a newt growing up? Pet newt?
Nope. But I've seen them. Little geckos. I always
Yeah.
wanted one. My parents said no.
They die
Did you-
easy.
Did your parents say yes because they knew that? And they'd be like, yeah, it'll be a quick week
I think my aunt had one.
of canutes.
And it was albino, if I remember right. And you could see the gills and stuff.
My mom had a friend named Knut.
Canute or newt? Like Newt Gingrich.
I think it was spelled Knut. And I just
That's
can't
a first
remember.
name? With
yeah,
K.
Yeah, but I just can't remember
Because
how
if
it
I'm
was
not mistaken, I think
pronounced.
newt is usually G.
Yes. Gnewt.
Yeah.
Newt.
So
But
canute
it
is
was-
a new
it was
is a
KN
canoe one for me.
I'm pretty sure it's like KNUT.
Are you handing me stuff because you want me to talk about them, or because we're
No,
just
just
good
showing
friends
you
and we're just
and
we're
Both.
drinking beers in the
If you-
garage?
I'm handing you them because you're my friend, and if you feel like talking about them, great. But I more so they're in eyesight of you.
Here's one thing everybody
Because I
should know
value
by now,
your eyesight on lures.
and I appreciate that. And I will say that you are becoming an authority on the matter if you aren't already. It's pretty wild. I used to be so into tackle when I worked at Cabela's and Rogers. Around that, I don't even remember. It was 2005, 2010, somewhere in there. That was when I was so sick for it. I was in the fishing department. KVD was kicking ass. I think it was that era right there with the Z9 jersey, Bush Light, Tundra. Dude, it was like, it was everything. And I remember
2000s, like,
But it
between
was
2000
easy.
and 2010.
it was easy. You'd get like 4 new lures a year that mattered.
Oh yeah, it was craw tube, a jig, a Senko, and a jigworm Senko or jigworm
I
powerworm.
I worked there the year that he won the classic on the KVD. Dude, you couldn't keep him on the shelf. And that's just a crankbait.
I remember that.
It was wild. Like, they were gone.
The 1.5?
Yep.
Yeah. And Aaron Martins was throwing the mega bass, and everyone's like, KVD beat him with the Strike Kings.
Dude, it was epic. And that was... Oh,
That was when nobody'd seen either of them. So I don't
that
think
was so peak KVD. I'm going to kick your ass right in front of you, and I'm going to look at you while I'm doing it. Dude, they were all on that hole, throwing cranks at wood stumps and shit. And KVD was such a badass. That was probably the only year of my life that I was like, God damn it, I want to be a professional fisherman.
God damn it, I'm going to buy some square bills.
And I did, dude. And I caught him on it.
And he did.
Dude, we took them things out on Tonka, like, for the Minnetonka Classic, like the spring tournament.
Caught him.
Dude, there was 1 or 2 years where we were just cranking that milfoil that was just starting to come up. And they act like they never seen a crankbait before. Not that we ever won any tournaments out there, but we felt pretty cool about ourselves.
But guys in the 90s, I mean, you look at like a Liferman and Raveling and like those guys, like that discovery phase of a crankbait on the bodies of water was pretty magical. So like you
Makes
sounds
a
like
big
you
difference.
were pretty cutting edge at one point. And you still are, dude. You were head of R&D for a tackle company. So you're in the know, you're in the loop, and you're pretty, like, nobody feels like they're in the loop enough, right? But, like, you are. You're pretty in tune.
I try to be,
The
but
questions you ask me piss me off sometimes. Because it's like, you're like, no, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know much. Like, hey, do you have any of these? Shut the fuck up. Like, you just told me you didn't know anything, and then you're asking me for some of these. So, like...
But that's fishing. We all
But
think
you
we
know
got
what?
the secret
You know
juice.
the questions to ask, you motherfuckers. So,
we
like,
all know the right people. We know the same people.
so don't tell me. Like, don't give me that.
You're the guy.
I see right through
You're the
you.
guy with the supply.
100%. That's why I know the answer. That's why I know this.
I got a couple questions for you off the record.
I can cut, or you can ask me off the record.
Yeah, we'll ask tomorrow.
If
But-
you ever have to pee, like, that's a clear cut.
Yeah.
We gotta pee. Take the headphones off. You can ask me.
Well, you let me know. So anyway, wrap up Mille Lacs.
Yeah,
We're going to go there tomorrow. It's been great. There's no denying it. I don't feel bad talking about it anymore because anybody that bass fishes in this state has already seen the multitude of posts this fall. I just think it's crazy
Dude, it
how
doesn't
all of a
matter.
sudden it went from level 3 on people's radar to top tier level 10, high alert, get your ass up there. You're an idiot if you're not up there right now.
And yeah,
That's it. We'll see. Well, hopefully we have some great pictures for you guys tomorrow.
well, dude, I think the big thing that was unlocked was like bait way out in places guys weren't like that haven't been good in years. These are things that haven't been good in years, and I think that 6-inch Cisco profile, like that bait, having like a meal that's easy to digest, that like big fish are notoriously is known to grow like trophy fish, like the Cisco lakes that guys keep super secret in like the North Country of like
Wisconsin?
Michigan, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. But like, that's the magic bullet is Cisco's 6 to 8 inches.
Well, Downey told me he thought maybe it was...
Them lakes out west. Sorry, that was an aggressive finger. That was aggressive. That was an aggressive.
I thought I had some on my face.
My mom always said, "Don't point, don't point."
Dude, point away.
And I just
We're in a
pointed.
safe place.
I just was.
I'm
I
not
just
offended.
used-
I thought I did something.
Nah, dog. I was just stepping.
But Downey thought maybe... Oh, did you
Sorry.
have a moment?
But out west, like, that's like not a secret either anymore.
Are you talking like Idaho, Northern California, that shit?
Yeah, I don't want to get deep into it, but like that
Yeah.
shit's not a secret
No.
anymore either.
Not
But,
if you're
like,
a bass fisherman.
the what's growing those fish, same thing. 6 to 7 inch minnows. It's not crawfish.
Kokanese and...
It's not crawfish.
Yeah.
And the crawfish population ain't what it used to be. And if you want to know what crawfish populations grow, look at vermilion and look at what Mille Lacs used to be. And Mille Lacs used to be the best example of what a crawfish, like, prominent diet, which is 4 to 5.5 pound fish.
Dude, speaking of.
Right? But
Mille Lacs.
especially 3 pound fish.
Have you done...
What is that?
Have you looked into
Oh, lemon
crawfish on Mille Lacs? Because, shout
I
out...
used to be way more in tune, and like my theories from the past are not effective anymore.
So my old tournament partner, Adam Olson, miss him every day. Two
Speak
things.
of the West.
He wanted me to get a cider beer tonight. He was the first one to show me cider beer.
Aye.
So I mean, it's run of the mill these days, but
It is.
one time he and I were out on Mille Lacs. This is 15 years ago, I bet. And we're out off of Indian Point, and it's a hot as shit day. And we literally this is pre-Raptors, pre-Talons, whatever. And we just beached that bitch up on the backside of Indian Point and went and crawled around in our skivvies. Not shivvies.
In the rocks?
Yeah, dude. And you just pick up a rock and there's crawfish. And we'd grab them, throw them in the live well.
Yep.
And we just caught a pile of them and brought them back and cooked them up.
Hell yeah.
And are you saying that there might not be that many crawfish out there anymore?
I'm not saying there's not crawfish, but I'm saying I don't think, like, there used to be so many crawfish out there. A lot. I felt like I had places that it was, like, I had crawfish spawning with the burrows, and, like,
Like vermilion? Or not quite, yeah.
No.
Because as long as I've ever fished vermilion, which is about the same time, 20 years, you go find one of them big sheet rocks, and you trolling motor over it, and there's hundreds on every rock out there. That is crazy.
Not like that, but, like, I had spots that were off the map in 23 foot of water that were subtle, and, like, top 3 tournaments in July, August that were, like, crawfish spots.
Cool.
100%.
And you don't
Cross
think you can
spots.
do that anymore? You think they're bait?
I don't think it's primarily crawfish anymore, right? I think
So you think that they're just going through a bait fish cycle?
the baitfish profile is, I've never seen in my time, and I'm no Mille Lacs expert, and from what I've heard, there was a way back in the day, there was a time where this kind of existed, and you could go throw shit with your eyes closed behind your back and catch.
Wonder what's
like,
up with the
4
muskie
to
guys
5
then?
pounders.
Because they're not catching muskies up there anymore.
So
And
here's
they're
my
so
theory on
dependent
that.
on Tulabee.
Here's my theory on that. Is I think in the past there wasn't a ton of Tulabee, but there was really big Tulabee, right? And you think about a muskie, and what they like primarily eat is probably an 11 to 15 inch Tulabee.
Right, yeah.
And right now, I think the main Tulabee size profile is that 6 to 8 inch. I saw them puked up on a reef. Like,
Yeah.
these are fish on top of a reef in August, puking up Tulabee.
Do you ever go out there in the
Like,
summer?
tell me a time, like, where you're on a reef, a main lake reef, not, like, connected to shore.
Mine are
mind you.
puking up log perch.
Right.
I've never caught them in the summer puking up Tulabee, but
This is late summer, right? So it was like they're definitely on a minnow.
yeah.
And
And
at this point, I'm like, oh, it's definitely switched full on minnow. So it might have even been early September. So don't quote me on the date, but I feel like it was August, late August.
I believe it. And I haven't been out there summer for some time, but I remember back in the day, the hot summer days, I had one time in particular, I was out there on a calm day, and I put in Garrison, and
This
I
is
got-
yours, by the way,
Oh.
if you want it.
you might as well crack it, dude. I
Yes,
already
sir.
cracked a couple that I haven't even finished.
Deal.
But I put in Garrison and fished up Garrison, Miramar, some of that stuff, and I'm like, man, it's nice out. I'm going to go run down to Hawkbill. And I'm like, it's easier just to do it by boat on a day like today than go re-trailer down there.
Yeah.
And I'm driving across the lake, and it is just dead tulipies everywhere. And I used to hear about that all the time out there. And it's like, I didn't hear about that recently, but maybe it just hasn't been hot enough. But I felt like this last summer was hot. And if there was that much bait, I feel like we should have been hearing about a bunch of dead stuff. But maybe the small ones don't get affected as bad as the big ones.
I mean, there's been more water put in the lake. Like the lake, like we had good rain this year. I feel
Early.
Yep, and Mille Lacs is kind of a shallow. It's not like your ideal walleye depth like lake for. And the issue I've heard about Mille Lacs is like reproduction, and it seems like bait reproduction anyway. Perch spawn. It sounds like walleye spawn, unless they put that many fingerlings in. But like the amount of small walleye in there is like pretty good.
I think it's a really good naturally reproducing walleye and perch lake.
Yes, and then Tulabee, I would assume it depends on the year, but sounds.
I don't even know what a Tulabee does for their sexual habits.
I just think it's a more like Tulabee, those type of fish. It's just a more volatile cycle. Like every species is going to cycle, and that would be a species that's gonna cycle in a more volatile manner, like more extremes, right?
They spawn on top of reefs in less than 10 feet in the fall, 45 to 42 degree water.
Correct.
I don't know why I said I didn't know that. I do.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
that's
you do too.
Of course we do.
We just talked about it.
Same thing happens on Coronas.
I saw some of that.
Cut.
Yeah.
There ain't enough people talking about that for me to make it any worse than it already is.
It's fair.
Cut.
Yeah. No,
but like in all seriousness,
I did see him.
If I didn't cut, that's all honesty how I feel.
No, you're right, because I did see that even on the last time I was out there. They're back. Like the Tulabee were back. I'd see, and that time I told you I caught a big one in 35 on a swimmer. I panned off the flat and I saw a group and I thought it was Tulabees. Fucking smallies. There's like 7 of them.
I believe you. You did more catching than I've ever seen you do this year, bro. I've been meaning to tell you this the whole time, and I'm sorry it took so long, but not that it's any surprise to me. Like if you just said like this would happen at the beginning of the season, I'd be like, fuck yeah, that might happen. But and it did happen. And I'm so proud of you, man. I'm super proud of you as a friend of mine, and like just yeah, like I know it didn't maybe end how you wanted, but I just want you to know I've been fishing that trail 4 freaking years, and for you to just walk on and have that level of composure, have that level of success and dominance throughout the season, dude. I know it's not the end result you wanted, but please don't even hang your head a little bit, and just formal congratulations on the record, because it was not only was it like dominance, but it was consistent, and at the end of the day you should be able to sleep well at night, I hope.
I think I do.
You know what I mean?
I think I do. I had a really fun time, and I can say it now. I'm back. I put my entry in, and I ran the calendar, and
I knew you would be.
Yeah.
Like you were.
I really
like,
didn't.
Shut up.
No, I swear to you I didn't, because
doesn't matter.
I told you on the way to dinner tonight that there are things in my life now that can keep me from doing it. And if there's one event you miss in the Champs Tour, you probably shouldn't do the whole year. Maybe I'll pick and choose a few. But the big thing, I think one of the biggest things is the attention we've got now. The fact that you don't fish, you got to figure out a way to get back in.
You might not get that. It's not
hard
easy to get there anymore. You don't just send your entry in.
Yeah, it's...
So now I'm going to keep my spot then, motherfuckers.
And that's kind of where I was at. I was like, man, I really got to figure out if there isn't something absolutely important that I can't miss. I have to stay in the Champs Tour. And dude, you know this. I love Dane.
Oh yeah.
I love that he cares so much about. People might not see it. I feel like you have to see it.
I hope you see it if you don't see it.
But that dude, he's not in it for anything other than he might want to get a little exposure for his other brands. But that's the smallest piece of it. But that's the smallest piece of it. He wants a legacy and the best thing for us. And not just you and me. I'm not saying
100%.
I'm saying
There's
the
not
royal us.
There's not a profit greed right away, which you would see probably naturally for most human
And I love
beings,
being
so.
part of that. And I'm glad that my first year on tour was also Dane's first year. Obviously, there were some hiccups.
I felt so bad about that. And it's like, there's hiccups, but it's like.
There was drama with the first 3.
Yep.
And big time drama.
Depending who you asked. Right?
Well, pretty much everybody. The first 3 were pretty rough. Dane would admit it.
Oh, man.
And I hate to
will
see it
admit
for a guy.
I'll admit it.
And I have no ill will towards anyone. It is what it is, dude. It was a fun season. The one thing I will say is I don't know if this is so my year on the Champs Tour, and we'll keep this brief because nobody cares about Nate Nipper's Champs Tour event season.
I do.
But it is interesting because the only event that I had 2 good periods in, I almost won that bitch.
Yeah.
Every other event, I was sucking hind tit in the first period, and I am so afraid of sucking more than I am hungry to win, I think, that I would not allow myself not to at least have a good period and get back in it. Because Vermilion's the only one that I was like got out to catching. Lahamadou, that was bad. It was River after that. Or was it? Yeah, it was River after Vermilion.
I don't know, but I feel like mine was similar, but yet my misses were worse, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I only had one tournament where I had 2 good halves, and I feel like I had a shot to win, and I definitely, had a bad hour and a half of one of the halves, right? But, like, my misses were 23rd, 19th, right? Versus 12th or top 8 or whatever it might be. So it's just a matter of like, I've learned that, right? It's like you need to make those decisions. And for me, it was I made those decisions with 2 hours left in the second half. And it sounds like you made those decisions at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, it was always every event other than Vermilion, I had a bad first period. And even the championship. Literally had like 5 fish.
Oh, bro, I had 12 bites and I landed 6 of them. First half of green.
That?
So I feel that. And my second half got me to where I ended up, which I wasn't satisfied with, right? Because but if I would have landed all my fish, and if I would have known what I know now, because I've corrected that mistake now.
That's what makes us anglers. That's what makes us sick for tournament fishing.
I wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
But I would have walked home with a check. Instead of like missing one.
So I guess that's
last check or 2 out, like in. It's small. What I'm saying is for you, dude, like the fact that year one, you're putting that together an hour or 2 quicker than me. I'm learning that, and that's what it's about, right? You have to make those decisions quicker in the Champions Tour. And I don't know if you do in a 5-fish. You make shit happen quicker.
100%. If there's anything that the Champions Tour has taught me, it has been to calm down in a 5-fish.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I fish so much more free and easy in a 5-fish than I ever used to.
Oh, it feels like you have so much time now in a 5-fish.
Dude, I got all day. I just got to get 5 bites.
Dude, every 5-fish derby, I'm like, oh shit, we got 3 hours left? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like waiting to hear like, oh shit, we got an hour left. Like, that's what I'm feeling like. All right, this is a sneaky one here. Have you guys heard about the little minnow technique? You probably have. You probably heard us talk about it. But what that is you're simply strolling or fishing a slightly smaller minnow than kind of what's on the market. This has really become popular in Japan. And Thorne Brothers recently took on this brand. This is a new brand from Japan. It's called Galapagos Fishing Tackle. And the owner, it's a one-man deal, and he's a guide on Lake Biwa, absolute hammer. And he designed what's called this high roll. So this is a 3.5-inch little bait, and you're going to notice on the forehead of this bait there's a little notch there for your ball head or for your jig head. And what that's designed to do, we've really grown fond of this decoy standard head for that smaller minnow. A, because it's got a light wire hook that doesn't bend out. There's a lot of these smaller minnow heads that hook will actually bend out on you, or the hook's too heavy a wire than you're wanting to do with this kind of dainty presentation. So you'll notice there's a notch in the forehead for your ball head, but there's also this channel right here down the middle to help you rig that ball head perfectly. And what that's going to do is going to position that bait so that it rolls really easy. And then you'll notice there's a notch down the tail, so that tail's going to have a little quiver and kick to it as you're rolling it through the water column. So the mooch minnows become very popular. I'd highly encourage you have some mooch minnows, but when you need to shake and get that roll out of the bait, I think you'll be very fond of this Galapagos High Roll 3.5. They come in a variety of colors. And that decoy ball head really makes a difference in pinning that fish and getting them in the boat. So couple that with the Vocelka Fishing and Custom strolling rod, and you're ready to go scoping, baby. Scope straight or scope home.
But not only that, you can find all the latest and greatest bass fishing tackle at Thorne Brothers, whether it's Japanese or American. Stop into their store or head to their website, thornebrothers.com.
When I used to look down at the clock in a 5-fish and be like, shit, I got an hour left. Now I look down and I'm like, we got 3 hours.
Do you know have the qualifiers filled yet?
I don't know, but horseshoe chain, I'm like, damn, I want to fish that one and just that one.
And Dane said we can't.
I know.
But if anybody's out there, I don't know if there's
wish we
any
could go to
spots
horseshoe.
still open. But
I don't either.
But if there are, and you're on the fence, it's best pay I've had in my entire life, and it's not even close for fishing.
And I'll tell you what there is still time for. If you are late on Champions Tour entry or Black Friday sale or whatever you're late on right now, you aren't too late to buy your next favorite rod you've ever purchased. And I just want to remind you that this podcast is brought to you by Vocelka Fishing and Customs. They are handmade rods here built in Minnesota and technique-specific premium quality. So he actually builds rods specifically designed to, throw really light baits far, which imagine that. In smallmouth country, that's become, pretty popular. Private equity has called it the fuzzy craze, if you will. So with the fuzzy craze at hand, nobody's really pushing rods to throw said fuzzy craze things. You should probably visit VocelkaFishing.com. You're not too late for that. That's all I have to say about that.
Bro, I feel like I was just in an infomercial. That was well done. I mean, I know you're good at what you do, but I had never seen it quite like you just did it. Which brings up...
I haven't been doing it like that very long, but Cole, I'm trying to save Cole. He's been having to put that stuff in, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of, at the end of the day, I believe what I'm talking about. So why don't I just... We got a little pause.
Hell yeah.
Make it happen.
Two things. Wrap up Champs Tour. So get in it.
Sorry.
It's exciting. It will make you a better 5-fish fisherman as well, just because you learn how to manage time better than you ever have before, unless you're a freak, which there's some of you, whatever. And
Dane was good at it before Champs Tour.
Yeah.
Dane's really...
It makes you
Dane
great.
Vocelka's forte.
But
Time management.
it's exciting. The money's good. It's a great group of dudes. and I've had a lot of fun. And easy to say I cashed a check in every event this year, but
Yeah, I mopped up every turn.
no, you should have seen me in the first
Love this trail. Love this
the
tour.
first half of,
Love these
of
guys.
all the events. It was a deep. Well,
I love all these people who gave me their entry fees this year.
Bankston had to talk me off a ledge on Lahamadu. I was in like
You were in a
50th
dark
place.
place.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
at half.
At half. It was bad.
Well, you got the hell out of that and passed the hell out of me. I don't think I was quite in 50th, but I was not in a good place either.
Well, we got lucky and the bite slowed down the second half, and I went and did me shit and just got way off the cuff and started flipping, and it was fun and we caught him. But the other thing that I wanted to mention that your little side note there. So again, shout out Adam Olson. He's a big fan of yours.
Dude, Olson's cool dude.
He does. He's
He's
another dude that listens to every single podcast.
Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate you, Adam
He
Olson.
supports the squad. He follows everything we do. And he's a big part of who I am as an angler, dude. We fished together for probably the first 10 years of my tournament career, but he made a good point that you need to be volleying for zona spot. Like you need to throw your hat in the ring, dude. Like
That's a dream come true. It's just I don't know how you throw your hat in the ring.
you know the right people. You just got to start talking.
What do you say? I would like to be Mark Zona.
You need to holler at a couple of your boys on the Elite Series and just be like, hey, who would possibly be the one making these calls? Can I buy them a beer at iCast or the Classic? Can I just introduce myself? Hit them with a little Teals Pod reel. Let them see that you're for keeps. You're passionate. You know the lingo.
I'm willing to be PG. I'm willing to not swear. I can control that. if
TBD.
needed.
We haven't seen that part yet, but
I can.
I
I'm
believe
just
it.
telling you I can.
It was just something he brought up, and I'm like, you know what? That ain't a terrible idea.
I gotta be honest. I'm not worthy. Like Zona's spirit
Nobody's
animal,
worthy of
but,
Zoni.
like, that's
Yeah,
just
or
it.
nobody's
So
worthy of
My
Zona.
immediate
There's no-
reaction to that is I'm not worthy, but I'm flattered and like I would enjoy,
It made sense.
I would enjoy commentating fishing, and I feel like I
You'd
would
be really
offer
good at it.
A really deep, cool perspective.
Bingo.
And I feel like like whether I'm doing the technique or not, I have a good understanding of what people are doing and why they're doing it. And I have a lot of cool questions.
Yeah.
And I would really think it'd be fun, dude. And that's why I do this podcast, right? It's like I don't want to talk about bullshit. Like I want to talk to people about things. Whether it's I'd rather talk about mood landing conspiracies than forward facing sonar fucking drama.
Dude,
Between you and me, like I'd
we
rather
did
talk
that.
about like what tequila you drank last weekend than
Always Patron.
than Randy Blockett's latest fucking clickbait any day of the week. So like I guess all I know how to do is
I
who
find
the
that hard to
hell I am.
believe. I still find that hard to believe. You
What?
are a bass head at your truest.
I am, but dude, I'm so sick of like
The drama.
well, just at the end of the day, it's a loop. It's a fucking loop of destruction. At the end of the day, everything I hear, there's nothing new. There's nothing that brings benefit to my life. There's nothing about it that is like I've clicked on enough of the shit to know that if we're going to talk about whether forward-facing sonar should be allowed or not, I know exactly what people will say on this side. I know exactly. I'm just flat out sick of it. I have my opinion, and it doesn't fucking matter what my opinion is. But I have my opinion, and it is what it is. I'm gonna fish this tournament, or this tournament. These are the rules. Those are the rules I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna go fish that fucking tournament. And when I'm not doing that, I'm gonna go bass fishing and hang with my friends and like
Amen.
I'm not gonna participate
so
because I already know what I don't want to see the movie again.
being that you
Seen
just
the movie
got done
12
saying you
times.
don't want to talk about it,
I mean, I'm willing to talk about it.
don't you
but, like,
think
I'm
we're
not-
almost done talking about it?
I think so.
I feel like we're almost done talking about it.
I feel like there's a lot of people who agree with what I just said, or just the
100. We all agree with that. But that being said, I feel like the forward-facing sonar talk is almost done.
dude. I'm like a liberal
Everybody's-
that has to see the president on the news another year.
Hell yeah. But anyway, I think we're almost done with it. I think everybody's accepted it, and I think we're all going to move forward with it. You don't
Yeah,
put the
nobody's
toothpaste
seen
back in
what's
the tube.
coming next. Like
No.
like people are going to be
Some
praising
of us
live
have,
scope in a
actually.
few years.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, that I think is really interesting. And where's this going, Nathan? Like if you're like people are bitching about this,
I don't.
Is it going to get worse?
Oh yeah,
if
it's always going to get worse.
like that's what I'm saying. When the next
And by
thing
worse,
comes out,
I mean better, right? Technology's always going to get better.
glass half full kind of guy. I
Spoiler
like
alert, there's stuff coming. There's always going to be stuff coming. And if you don't like this, you're really not going to like the next stuff, and you're really not going to like the stuff after that. So, I mean, get on board or get out of the way, right? Like,
You're gonna hate the heat-seeking lasers if you.
it's nothing like from the rumors I've heard, it's nothing that's unethical.
You
or,
haven't even seen the AI sex robots yet.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well,
You want to start like the good news about the AI sex robots? They're gonna actually take a lot of heat off, like forward-facing
rest of it,
sonar, because
yeah.
that's such an ethical clash that like
Oh,
that's the
God.
good news there, or maybe not because like anybody can use it. Get the joke there? That's a live scope.
that's
joke.
pretty deep.
That was a deep track.
Anyway,
Anyway, any
So-
losers?
this thing has my attention.
Bro.
How am I keeping this on here?
Bro, there's a magnetic axis. Actually, just like the moon stays in line. Like the moon doesn't like all of a sudden go 300 miles further away, like randomly. No, it keeps a magnetic pull with the Earth, just like this thing with the flying saucer, which is his mothership.
Does that thing not have a glowing light to it anymore?
No, it does. It just like the remote's inside for it, so it's gonna change colors, and that might annoy you and distract the conversation. So, which like our timing is meaningful to me, so I wanted to be mindful of that.
I think this is super cool if it's intended, but is that supposed to actually look like the moon?
I would assume
If they got it that close,
they did a pretty like that right there. Dude, I'll go like next pee break. Remind me, and I'll get the remote and I'll get it right to the spot.
Okay,
and,
thank you.
And yes, you like, yeah, you might hallucinate. even.
Okay, I don't want to bring up this bait because I
want
keep
you
it
to.
secret.
But
Can we
I
talk
get
about
it.
this one then?
Oh yeah, not this color, but the bait. Yeah,
Yeah. So this thing is special.
and I'm not just saying that. Like, I've seen it firsthand.
And I haven't fished with it yet. But like you said, sometimes you've been around enough lures and you touch it, and I've talked to you. But I've been catching them on something very similar. And the colors and the durability of this thing, I'm really excited to see it play out tomorrow. What is this one called again?
It's called the YG Labo Witch Rizu, and like
Rizu?
Rizu. Yep.
Rism with the tism? Which Rizu? You want to know a crazy story? So
I would assume Rizu means something in Japanese, and I meant to ask them that when I had drank Masa, the guy who makes this stuff. Like those guys,
That's the same one as that little witch flat
yeah,
that we need not talk about either.
yeah. That it's yeah. I talked about it, and then I'm like, oop,
Yeah.
pull back.
That's the thing about this. You got to
So
make
good.
a living, and
So
your
good.
stuff it's special. And in full circle, we talked about this earlier about our affinity for tackle and how I used to be more into it, and you are really, really finding a special niche for yourself and becoming an authority and people respect what you say, and it's not just a sales thing.
That's passion, dude.
Yeah, and you pick the stuff that you know works. But the one thing I wanted to bring back up is you started talking about, or we were talking about, the demeanor of fishing and the forward-facing sonar and wanting to talk about, I don't want to hear about it. Well, what I really want to hear about is you just got back from a trip of a lifetime, or maybe one of many trips of your lifetime, hopefully.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if reincarnation is real, it was a trip of many lifetimes.
But there's two things that we can start with that I want to ask specifically. Is culture, because we're in a weird spot in the U.S. right now with the bass fishing culture. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of drama. There's some really, really tight groups that are very, family type. And then there's a lot of bullshit. And then the other part of that, before I forget, just because the loon juice is pretty good tonight,
It is good.
is the forward-facing sonar thing. So I've heard a few different rumors about Japan and forward-facing sonar, and obviously they are kind of a precursor to here in some extent. I know especially Minnesota, we're not really living in that world. Our fish are pretty dumb. We have a lot of them. We have a lot of opportunity. A Mille Lacs, a Minnetonka, a gull, a whitefish. Some of those are kind of pressured. But I've heard some people say forward-facing sonar was the first trend to get phased out in Japan. And then I've heard other things that forward-facing sonar is very much still a thing in Japan. You just got back. You went fishing at least twice that I know of. So I'd just love to hear, and I apologize, I don't know. I know you filmed with Hayden yesterday, so he was just
We didn't actually talk about much of that, so.
He was your first post Japan interview, but I'm just, oh my God, Charlie Horse.
Water?
No. Yeah, no, I'm good. I just moved weird.
No, you're good, dude.
So let's start on the forward-facing sonar, and then
Yep.
we'll move into culture, because I'm very fascinated about both of those things.
So forward-facing sonar, from what I had heard, I didn't know what to expect either, right? Because I think that's true to a very small extent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think the way they have to use forward-facing sonar is definitely, for sure, more advanced. Okay,
Are they?
like we use forward-facing sonar the whole time, for example, on Biwa. Now, I don't know if that was a time of year thing. Okay, now keep in mind I was there one time a year.
And
But
they're
from
similar latitude to us, correct? Or they're quite a way south. They would be like Alabama almost, wouldn't they, on Biwa?
I don't know exact latitude, but what I do know is the bass in there were Florida strain, and what I do
so
know
it's warm.
is the bite window was sun induced.
Yeah,
like
and I heard
there was
that.
shits like, dude, we were throwing at big fish all morning, and they were swerving us, dodging us, diving us, dipping us, and dodging us. Sun pops out, I catch
You can
that
dodge
big
a
one on a
wrench, you
high
can
roll.
dodge a minnow.
Right. And they were every size and every type that, like, I started throwing the 210, and then I threw a Grace 280. I threw a Nishine Erie 110.
My guy.
Straight reeling it. I started jerking it, and he's like, no. Just reeling it, because they're so pressured that they just, a rolling natural finesse minnow is like a thing. So, like, he had me try 25 different presentations, right? Because on any day, any given hour, like, it could be the deal. It's like Tonka, right?
True.
But like, sun comes out, I catch a big one on a high roll, scoping, like I do back home, right? The glop goes high roll. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh my God, that was sick. And it worked for it, right? We fished 5 hours for it. And then I get back to the front deck after we take some pictures, and it's super cool. Just get done shaking, and I look, and I'm like, oh, shit, there's 2-3 more. And I make 4 or 5 casts, right? And I can't make these. There's another freaking 5-6 pounder sitting right there, and I can't make it bite, right? And I'm like, yo, I threw 3 times at it. Should I keep throwing this high roll? Is there any, like, and he's like, try bottom stroll. And I was like, hey, dude, like, I just caught a giant. It was sick. Can I, like, watch you?
You said, back it up. This thing was up high, suspended?
So these fish, we were fishing a grass high spot, right? And there's grass, right? And we're throwing out past the grass, and these fish were roaming around between grass
set up
edges and
kinda
hard
like here?
bottom. Dude, it was...
Like just a hump or
The
a
live
point?
scope looking shit was familiar.
What kind of grass?
I found some milfoil, but it was mostly
Eurasian?
shrimp on Lake Kawaguchi milfoil, but total different subject, but shrimp grass mostly. Like not the same grass, but like
Put it in a Minnesota man's
on live
lingo.
scope it looked not like a highland reservoir where there's no grass.
Like skunkweed?
Curly leaf pondweed,
Oh,
but not choked.
so short.
Like curly leaf pondweed that sets up like milfoil and
How deep?
coontail. Anywhere from 4 to 8 meters.
So fuck it. 8 meters is a lot.
That's well, like 2 to 8 meters. 2 to 8 meters. So like, but anyway, they're dodging us all morning.
So it's like 6 to 30 feet almost. 6 to 28 feet.
I don't know, but
Okay.
like, don't quote me on that. Was like the weird thing. It was like,
Yeah, meters.
yeah, and then like I'm not googling the translation throughout the
Word.
day of like,
But anyway, it
and
felt
we were
it
fishing
felt
a lot
normal
of
to
spots and a lot. Yes, it felt very normal.
Yep.
Besides like the technique, some of the techniques he had me doing and the way he would do things was very different.
you. So
So that's what was
you
cool.
caught a big one.
Yep.
And then you saw a big one. And where was this big one? Right off the grass?
Right, like, yep, it's right in seeing view of live scope. Like,
Okay.
but like, I threw a high roll, kept it above the fish, freaking
And he
sped
said
it up,
try
and
bottom strolling.
and then like I tried to do that again, and I'm like, dude, I can't make this fish bite with the thing that you want me to throw right now, and that I'm throwing, that I know how to throw, the way I know how to throw it.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
get
like,
it.
can I watch you?
I've done that with you before.
So
Show
get
me how to
this.
do this.
So
I know what
this.
you're saying. I don't know how to do it.
So get this. So he freaking gets up there. I pull my video camera out. One casts it.
You hoe.
We one cast the thing. It's between 5 and 6 pounds. And to put it into perspective, okay? To just put it into perspective how my day was. We caught 3 bass between 5 and 6 pounds. There was a 200 boat tournament out there on Lake Biwa the same day.
How many acres? A lot?
I don't know how many acres.
It's big, right?
But huge.
Mille Lacs? Bigger?
Bigger.
Okeechobee? Wait. Yeah, Okeechobee's way bigger than Mille Lacs.
Bigger. Yeah, as big or bigger.
Fuck. I didn't know that.
Huge.
In more fishable area?
We drove 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes to the north end of Biwa from the south end where we got forklifted into the lake. And that's a whole nother conversation. But my point is, 200 boat tournament the same day. I'm like trying to put into perspective our day. I'm like, you know, felt grateful to catch a bass, but I'm like, how good did we do today? There's a 200 boat tournament. 5th place had 15 pounds.
Yeah, I've heard that.
200 boats. So we had
Like,
3
winning bag will be like 33 pounds.
36 pounds.
Yeah,
lead today.
exactly.
11 pounder.
And then-
friggin' 5th place.
10 pounds will cash a check. Like
But just to put it in perspective, 200 boats fishing the lake.
Yeah.
I'm fishing the lake, and we catch 3 over 5. We would have top 5 to 200 boat tournament.
100%.
So Kato, owner of Galapagos, is like, I'm just telling you.
Does he fish derbs out there?
Sometimes, but
he
mostly
mainly
just
guides?
a guide and tackle. Like, he's super into
Yeah.
designing and developing
I respect that.
high-end tackle, right? Like a Sakamata shad.
I know people that don't fish tournaments.
The culture joke in Japan is like when a Lake Biwa bass goes to sleep at night, it has nightmares and trauma, like generational trauma of a Sakamata shad falling over its head. Like in Japan, the tackle shops, you can still buy them Sakamatas because of the generational trauma they caused largemouth bass on
Did you
Biwa.
bring
So
me some?
Kato, I did bring home some, but at the end of the day, like I needed guys to be more forthcoming with me before I left because homie don't have a lot of money to just buy a bunch of Sakamatas.
I
for
hear you.
The cash flow ain't exactly hot right now, but anyway, my point is
Dude, next time you go, you just need a travel buddy.
he one casted the thing, and I guess we're like to tie this back into the whole live scope question you had, right? Mm-hmm. Is they're using live scope, but they are using live scope in more advanced ways than we are, and they're thinking about things in more advanced ways, and they're having to use live scope differently, than we are. And keep in mind, a guide has to cater to a more beginner angler.
sure.
So I was probably, a breath of fresh air for Kato, hopefully, but.
Are they what we call structure scoping more than like fish scoping?
Both. I would say they're the best of both.
Are they very much paying attention to where their beam is when they're on that fish?
So here is him one
'Cause I've
cat.
seen both ways here. I've seen it where it seems like
You
turn that shit off
for
and it's way
guiding sake.
better.
Keep in mind, when I was there, it was kind of mid-stroll season, so it was minnow season. It was a season. I don't know. So that's what I don't know about your live scope question, to keep this on subject. But this is the very next. That's me.
5.7 meters,
Well,
and
bottom
there's some
story.
skunky weeds on the
You
bottom.
see
I
his
see
bait
the bait
falling?
falling right past the fish. Fish is about,
I don't know
my
if you can
guess
turn
would
the
be about
volume up, but-
2 feet off bottom. I think it's cranked all the way. It is. And we're still boats in 5 to 6. You're right, it looks very much like here. And he is just working that thing along the bottom.
Yep, can't see it.
Yep. So he did, and then he didn't, and now he hooked it. That looks like a pretty wimpy rod.
I mean, keep in mind, he's throwing this high roll on a 16,
And you said this is
16th
almost-
ounce bait.
This is like 5-6 pound largemouth.
It's yeah, like
So it's
a good one.
Yeah.
it's probably not that wimpy of a rod.
No,
Bottom stroll?
Yeah.
no, like it's like a Vocelka
it's okay.
fishing tequila
No,
shot
don't
is how it
show
felt,
up.
like in my
Like
hand.
it's cool.
It was perfect, like the perfect rod for a high roll. 16th ounce jig head.
Did you post this yet?
I posted, yeah, it cut off, yeah, it's on there. It's on my Facebook and shit, but it's a sweet video. If you guys, check out the Instagram page, but like, I catch a big one.
Oh yeah, that is a nice one.
Yeah, bye. Yeah.
Oh, you
It
buy?
was going through
Yeah,
the
bye.
other speakers.
Hold on, let me turn off Bluetooth. Give me, check, okay.
Oh yeah, I can already hear it.
Bottom story.
Bottom stroll.
Okay, that's
You throw.
yeah, he taught me
ripperets.
some slang. You buy. That's
So,
what we were saying. Like
He
"Ya
sees
buy."
the fish.
and I'm like,
He's-
can I watch you, dude? Like
Yeah.
I wanted to watch him bottom stroll. Like he said, do bottom strolling.
So
I'm
I'm-
like, can I watch you do bottom
I'm
strolling?
narrating again.
One cast,
5.5 to 6.1. He sees the fish. He throws at it. It's at the bottom of like a little bit of a break, right on the weed line. And
dude. You'll hear me breathe. I don't know.
You
where-
held your breath.
My heart was beating hard. Might have been beating harder
Yeah.
during this moment than my own fish.
But he definitely kind of does what we all try to do, where he found it with the beam, made sure that it was falling the right way,
Yeah.
and then turned it away.
It's okay.
And then all of a sudden, whack,
Don't show up. Live scope.
lava scoop.
Don't show up live scope. Like he was trying to tell me that the bass would not eat on live scope, but if you keep your bait out like in their safety zone, like when you bottom stroll, like when bass get conditioned to scope, they start to learn that that's their safety zone. Like that bottom.
Yeah, because you can't
So
see.
think about it. It saw one of its buddies get yoinked, and the only way to make the next one bite was in its safety zone. And keep in mind, this is in a peak moment. This is in the peak.
It's a 200
This
boat
is
tournament.
You probably got a live scope, but I bet you don't have the scoping rod from Vocelka Fishing and Custom, designed to hit those targets right on the noggin on that live scope, whether you're fishing a 3-inch minnow all the way up to a 6-inch minnow, from a 16th ounce all the way up to a 1/4 ounce. This is the perfect mid-strolling rod. Visit VocelkaFishing.com. Check it out today. Scope straight or scope home, ladies and gentlemen.
No, like this was the bite window. Like this was in the bite window. You had to do that. You couldn't just be like in our
Close.
bite windows. You can miss. You can make mistakes and still do well in a bite window. In here, like there, you maybe get one, but then to get another one in a bite window, you have to be fucking good.
That shit's dope.
So that's like, I guess really glad, like he showed me how big a ninja that dude, like Kato-san, like Galapagos, it's a sleeper brand right now, but I'm telling you right now,
That's him.
it's the next Depths, dude. And they just ain't been around. Like Depths has been around 12 years. Galapagos has been around since 2023.
Oh, yeah. It's going to take a
Like
minute.
this dude's a guide on BWA, and like we weren't in the tournament, but he put me on a top 5 bag while 200 boats are putting the most pressure you can put on that lake. Like that, it like not only did I learn like tons about fishing, but what I really learned is like this brand's for real and this dude's for real, and like they've got a very cool way of thinking. Like what was crazy is he didn't have me just throw the high roll all day. It was like we were figuring it out throughout the day, and every day is that way for him. And like he builds a set of tools that he can figure out more often on BWA. Like he had me literally throwing this in the morning with the deep diving lip, and I'm thinking like I'm about to crank
This
it,
is
right?
the Grace 120L, or
This is the-
210L, by the way.
This is the new small Grace, which come to find out, the Grace series is the best-selling swim bait in Japan right now. It's like the Tiny Clash was when it first came out. Like it's hot.
Cool.
But with the deep diving lip, he puts that in my hand right away, and I'm like, I just learned how to fish a glide, and the Grace 240 is like my favorite, and he puts everything besides that in my hand. Besides like the bait he makes that's like I fucking love. So I'm like thinking I gotta crank it, and the first thing he tells me is like, no, just pop, very soft, pop with your rod. So I go pop, and he's like, softer. With the deep diving lip in it. And next thing I know, like I look and I'm looking at 4.5 meters, and the thing's 4 meters down. And I'm just going pop. And then like there's fish circling it, and I don't know what I'm doing with the bait. And I'm like this was in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm probably making him not bite. Because he's still teaching me how to fish the bait. But like how they fish their swim baits is like very, like they are pioneers in their own manner. Like it was a real pattern bass, and it was like bump. So it's like the tail's broken, and it was just head walking. And think about it, we're hovering minnows, making roll, blah 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 blah. And essentially, this was a different acting hovering minnow.
Mm-hmm.
The tail was broken, and it's like head's trying to continue to swim. Like it just got attacked by a barracuda or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Something like that.
But I'm like, I've never seen anything like this before, right? And then I'm like, oh, okay, a jerkbait. I at least know how to throw a jerkbait, right? I throw the jerkbait out. Bam,
They just don't even throw
bam,
jerkbait
bam.
anymore.
And he's like, no.
That's
Slow
cute.
reel. I'm like, slow reel a jerkbait? I've never just slowly reeled a jerkbait.
Dude, that's
before,
how we
my
used to
friend.
catch salmon in Lake Superior. You'd throw jerk baits, but you wouldn't jerk them. You just reel them. They like that thing just swimming.
So he made me do that for 20 casts, right? And I'd do 20 casts of reeling that
Jerk,
thing.
just slow reel.
Or the speedy one, I'm like, how's this? He's like, faster.
Oh, there's
So,
a sweet
like,
spot.
Yep. It was, and then like 20 casts of
Dude's a
nothing,
freak.
and
He's
he's
got
like,
time.
okay, now try jerk. So then I jerked a little bit, but like it.
Can I bring up one real Galaxy side tangent right now as an avid listener myself? Was there a basketball practice going on, or does Noah Schultz need to replace a battery in his smoke alarm?
Really? I didn't even notice.
Dude, so I was just flying back from Maine this week, and I listened to your and Noah's episode.
You like it? A good one?
Love it. I told you, dude. I'm no joke. I don't care who your guest is. I always find nuggets, and I love listening just because we're all bass heads, and you do a good job of just like what we're doing right now. We're just talking fishing. Couple homies, having a couple beers, going fishing in the morning. We're just talking about fishing, and I'm just asking you shit I want to know right now. We're talking a little bit about some Champs Tour stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just asking you shit I want to know. And that episode, I swear every time I'd hear a little chirp, and I figured you were getting beat up on it from other people. I'm the first one that brought it up.
Yeah.
Maybe I was using my new Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe
you're
it
on
was
a different
them.
audio level.
No, maybe it was them. Maybe my beep. Maybe my
Motherfucking
I'm like,
podcast, like,
God damn, he's got a basketball.
Jesus.
I couldn't tell if it was sneaker squeaking or a smoke alarm battery, but
don't you hate that though? You're like, where's that noise coming from?
dude, it was crazy. But
Once you hear something like that, you can't unhear it till it's gone.
and I kept hearing it.
Oh God, I'm sorry. It may have been Noah's smoke detector. Thanks, Noah.
We're gonna play it back. That was extended pee break. I have no idea where we were.
We went and messed with a cat.
Kyoto.
Kyoto, which is the major town, the famous town located close to Lake Biwa.
By the way, I made a comment about a cat holding another cat.
Yeah, what was that about?
Do you not see it?
Holy fuck.
How crazy is that?
You know what's weird is I've looked at it a million times, but like I've never said it out loud in my brain even enough, or probably put things together enough. And Nate's like, "Yeah, no, this cat holding a cat." And now I'm like, "Holy shit!"
It's just the.
That's.
I've worked with Asia for the last 6-7 years.
Have you seen that box before?
Not that particular one,
Okay.
but they
Okay.
do things like that.
Really?
Yes, and that's why I'm sitting here and I'm like, and look, it's not just that one box. Look over there again.
No, I know. I'm never gonna unsee that.
Yeah, dude.
Now, thanks to you, I'm never gonna unsee that.
It's weird.
Do you know what is weird, dude? What I know is this. There are no two polar opposite cultures than Japan and America, besides a little innovation overlap, not in the same categories. But two completely different cultures, yet I could go there and I could speak like the languages are so different. The grammatical structure, the writing, how you say things,
You read right
the
to left.
the phonetic
to front.
the phonetic structure of the language is completely opposite.
They read
Yeah.
backwards, right?
Yes.
That was fair.
Thank you. And basically, yes. So like the predicate in your sentence is like in a different spot than like we're learning subject predicate. This is the grammatical structure. Like, no.
People are fast forwarding right now. You started
Yeah,
talking
we might
about-
say like, would you like to go to the park with me, Nipper? And in their context,
kid
it would
asks
be
that every
like,
day.
Nipper, park, go with me too.
Yeah.
In
It's
like
a
their language.
little bit like Spanish, but way crazier.
Crazier yet. Yep.
Yeah.
But yet, I could speak bass fishing with Kato. Like, bass fishing is its own language. Like, that was, like, what's weird
We're
is, like,
simpletons.
the cultures were, like, could not be more polar opposite. The language could not be more polar opposite. Yet, bass fishing, like, there is... Like, it was common ground.
Oh,
Like,
scope, no.
in the most uncommon ground, there was common ground to
Yeah.
be found. Like,
Well, I mean, look at those guys that have come here from Japan mainly with they still get it. It's
Yeah.
still bass. They still understand how it works.
like these fish easy.
And I think that might be part of our whole deal is like as fishermen. I worked at an ice fishing company and I still got along with most of those folks.
Right.
We still speak fishing. We're still
Fishing is a language.
some of them are honestly
a
incredible.
deep-rooted language.
Like great people and really
What, the ice fishermen?
yeah, and I mean
I mean,
I'll talk shit all day.
don't give them too much credit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm not. But
They're pretty good at drinking beer.
they get it. They understand fish.
They're what I like is talking to, like, I don't know, I met this guy at Sturgeon Bay. His name's Davey. Lightner fishes with him. He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
guide on Lake of the Woods. And, like, talking to a multi-species guy, like, rugged, understands fish behavior in all aspects, and, like, you put him in a Sturgeon Bay smallmouth tournament, and he just, like, he probably guides walleyes, muskies, all of it, right? But you put him in a Sturgeon Bay, like them Canadians do, right?
Same thing with Luke Ronstrand.
Oh,
I talked to him out there.
Him and I are fishing Tuesday. He's gonna be here Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's following you on the pod layer. Oops,
Tell-
spoiler alert on
Tell
our
him I
next
say hi.
guest.
I've
Dude, I have a deep
only had
respect
a few
for.
conversations with him, but we got along real well because
Dude, he's a great dude.
about full circle again another 15 20 years ago when I was just getting into this whole deal, we were pre-fishing for a Denny's Minnesota on Lake Vermilion. And we're out on, I probably shouldn't say because Luke and I have talked after the fact and it's one of his juice holes.
Yeah, don't say that.
Anyway, I caught a giant muskie bass fishing on a 4-inch power grub.
Cool.
It was literally like
That's exhilarating.
it was a 58-inch muskie.
No, it wasn't. 58?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Giant.
I feel like that's a state record. No,
It was.
Wasn't
That's what everybody told me after the fact.
really.
Yeah,
You
we
just
let it
threw
go.
back?
Yeah, we didn't know. We took a video with the rod on
You
the
caught
front
a
deck.
state record muskie.
I mean, it was in the ballpark.
From the sounds of it.
I would never claim that because we didn't weigh it.
58? You measured it though?
Yeah, we did. I didn't have a tape, so we have a rod, and we took a video of it on the front deck with the rod. Counted the guides on the video. Got back to the hotel room that night. Started drinking beers, and we cooked up some crawfish that we caught with the dip
Okay,
net.
so it was a beer and crawfish, 58 inches.
No, it was a
I'm just kidding.
it was a 58. I mean,
That's fucking. I've never heard of a 58.
they happen up there.
Really?
I've heard of bigger, but it was crazy.
You've
I was,
heard of a bigger than a 58?
yeah.
I've never heard of a bigger than a 58. But granted, I'm a bass fisherman.
Yeah.
So.
They're out there. Every once in a while, you hear some really giant ones. I feel like I've heard the
And
60
I thought that was
broken.
55. Like, in my mind, like, when people are saying giant ones, I'm like, 55 is, like, the ones...
Yeah, I mean,
like,
everybody-
that I hear about that are like, oh, my God.
I think
and,
50,
and over
50
50, like,
yeah,
a 50 or
used
50...
to be the deal.
That's what I thought. I mean, that changed?
It did.
Okay.
So the crazy thing about that day, and I talked to Luke about this.
Live scope?
No, I told you this. Is almost
Why are
20 years
people
ago.
still posting 40-inch muskies then, or 45-inch muskies?
Because they're still hard to catch.
Yeah, right.
I caught mine on a freaking 4-inch power grub
Hell
on
yeah,
8-pound
dude.
fluorocarbon hooked to the side of the mouth 20 years ago when fluorocarbon it was Seagar Carbon Pro. That
Okay.
which was the shit. It was so good. But anyway, I caught that thing and we were pre-fishing for a tournament and I'm fighting that thing and it jumped when I set the hook. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then it made its way out for clear or deep water, and we just chased it with the boat. And we'd get it up, and it would pull down, and we'd get it up, and pull down. This is probably June. And I'm like, I'm going to break this fucking thing off. This is taking us 10 minutes to land this thing. We got 1 day to pre-fish. This is back in the day when we had no money and no time, and we
Right.
were like lucky to get a
This
day
is a
of
Berkeley
pre-fish.
cherrywood with 12-pound trilene and a Berkeley
Pretty close.
powerbait grub. Like,
Anyway,
this
long
is what
story
I saw
short,
in the commercial.
Olson's like, no, we need to land this thing. This thing's a trucker.
Oh, you had Olson with you.
Yep, that's who I used to fish with. And he had a pair of decoy gloves in the back of his boat. So I put the decoy gloves on because
Fuck our decoy gloves.
it wouldn't duck decoy gloves. They're like
Still don't know.
they're
what you're
like
talking about.
past the elbow neoprene gloves
Okay. Okay.
because we tried to net it.
Glove
And we-
waders.
And we had yeah, bingo. We had a bass net. So like 20-inch hoop,
Yep.
20-inch depth.
Yep.
Not big enough for a 58-inch muskie, not even remotely close.
Oh.
So we put the gloves on and literally just grab the thing and pull it over. And then lay it on the front deck, put the rod, do the video. I put the gloves on. I think Olson landed it for me. I put the gloves on, and here's the crazy.
What was the tone like? Was it?
I think we really wanted to go find some bass because I think we were struggling.
Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Fuck me.
Yeah, more like that than.
Look at the Y bone on that one.
Yeah, we would have staked it, but obviously it ain't right. So anyway,
Stood in the smoker.
I get the decoy gloves on and I grab the thing under the jaw,
Yep.
over the top to close its mouth because I'm like afraid of this thing. I've never caught a Tyrannosaurus Rex before, and I pin the thing's mouth shut, and I take a picture with the bastard, and I have to have my elbows because it's a heavy fish.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And I'm
sounds
like,
it.
take the picture. I get a picture, let it go.
Looks like you're taking a shit during the
Yeah,
picture.
surprisingly enough, the thing just freaking, it's gone. Like, it was happy as hell to be let go.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and I take the decoy gloves off, and my finger's just bleeding.
Really?
And I think what happened, all I can think of is that I went under the jaw, pinched the mouth closed. I think that fucker's bottom tooth was so big, it went through the top, through the neoprene, through my thumb. And, like, I had a
bass
spot
pictured
in
it.
the top of my thumbnail. And, like, I think that thing went all the way through. But anyway, craziest thing, we let that fish go. And
You Matt Thompson that motherfucker.
if you say so. But we went to the other side of the reef, and I pulled another one up that was just as big. And I talked to Luke about that, and he's like, yep.
2 giant muskies one day.
2 giant muskies on one. I didn't catch the other one. I pulled it up. It followed my bait, like,
They say muskie fishing is hard.
right? It's just one of those deals.
I gotta be honest, muskie trends are a lot like bass trends, bigger and smaller. A lot of muskie
They
guys
ca-
won't
yeah,
even throw
they
a
catch-
4-inch muskie bait. Like, they're compensating way too hard to be able to.
Dude, you're right.
Throw a bait.
That's
that
the world we're
small
living
for
in now.
muskies.
Look at what you just put in front of me.
I truly wanted to know, because you have good taste in something like that. I know you do, because we've talked about that. We like a bait similar to that. I wanted your opinion on that,
I will
because to
tell you
me
that-
it's one small step smaller, one small step for mankind, one large step for humanity.
You know, one thing that I haven't really done much of that I should is drop swimming.
See, I was thinking the little jig head thing we do with the little thingy and the little thingy. And that little thingy. Instead of the little thingy we were using. Because it's, to me, then it's one stage.
Dude, those eyeballs are
one
incredible.
step further in the rabbit hole. What I love about his baits is it's got that hand poured action. And to be honest, it doesn't tear. I mean, unless you're nose hooking his baits, like, they don't.
I need to see them, but
it's
my
a l-
gut's telling me this one, that tail design is generally so sweet.
And it at slow speeds it works. Like I
Yeah.
that's what I talked to him about. We had drinks and frickin' had a good time.
But-
like Witch Rizu, Bassmaster Classic 7 and 8-inch version coming out. Speeds of those, reason for the size,
Just got to dial
all
it
of
in.
it. Yep.
This 100% is going to get bit. We just got to figure out the proper way to
We just
present
started
it.
figuring out the 3-inch bait category, right? This is 2.5. That's all. And we've been doing that now with tubes and craws, right?
Is it
in the
really
spring?
only 2.5? Let me see that thing.
Yep,
It
that
looks
is the-
smaller than that because I'm throwing 2-inch Kitex right now.
If you've noticed, yeah, like there's it's 2.5. Yep, micro
Well,
2.5.
then I already know how to throw this.
I know you do.
It's
That's why I wanted to show you, because I know
give me
you're
6
already
packs of
throwing.
each.
That's all I have right now. They will
4
be here
baits.
by March. By the
Done.
time you need them, they'll be here. So.
Just don't show Luke those because I fished Surgeon Bay Open against him.
Unfortunately,
promises.
Luke's going to see what you saw, because
That's
Thorne
fair.
Brothers is a big supporter of this podcast, and we're grateful for Thorne. And if you haven't been to Thorne Brothers lately and seen their selection, prepare to live, because not only are you going to find the greatest American tackle fishing selection, but you're going to find some really good Japanese stuff that you probably knew about. But the sneaky Japanese stuff, like the big thing people don't know about is, like, when you think JDM, you think of the things you know about, but there's a whole another galaxy. It's like going to a new planet when you go to Japan, and the way they think is futuristic, next level, and there's a lot of things you maybe didn't know about that you could probably find at Thorne Brothers. So go ahead and visit thornebros.com, THORNEBROS.com, and get you some.
Can we talk about another avenue there?
Yeah.
So, Omnia.
How about that?
I actually just had a telephone call today, and we were talking about this. There's some new good on Omnia because Thorne
As now,
Omnia.
join forces.
So if you've been buying from Omnia, and I can vouch for it, I have already placed an order since Thorne has taken over the Omnia website.
Mm-hmm.
And I was worried because part of the reason why I had been buying stuff from Omnia for so long is I placed an order. It's pretty much at my day next day, maybe 2 days at the very max.
Quick shipping.
Correct. I placed an order at Omnia. I think this was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, pretty fresh.
I had it
in
the next
transit.
day. It shipped the same day.
Within the and that's like while they were moving product from warehouse to
Bingo.
warehouse. By the way,
I placed it in the morning, and it shipped the same day, and it was from the Thorne Brothers warehouse, not the old Omnia warehouse. So they are back to the same fast shipping stuff that why I loved Omnia to begin with. But also now you can get most of this good, and probably
it
by
makes
the
the
time
inventory better for everybody.
probably by the time any of us really care again, February, March, I have a feeling that's going to be really sick, because all this stuff that you've been working so hard with Thorne and getting these assortments dialed, now we're going to be able to buy it online from Omnia.
As a bass addict, what more could you ask for? Fast shipping, better selection, better stock levels, sneakier shit in more places to
tackle or
get.
tail or nothing. Give it to me for free, but that's a pipe dream.
I'm with you there. Nothing's for free, bro.
So back to Japan
Yeah.
culture. You were going to say.
Dude, it's just so different. Like, you can't just go to the lake. Okay? Like,
Yeah, you
there's
said
not just
something
a
about
boat ramp.
forklift or a lift.
Yeah, like, we got forklifted into the lake. Like, you can't just go to a ramp and back your
On like
boat
the
in.
big straps. They got like the straps around it, and they put
No.
the belly straps on the boat.
Like, think of like a forklift, but with a tow hitch up and down. Lift your hitch up.
So really
back
big
you
one.
in. Yep, and like not a ramp, but like an industrial metal ramp off of a seawall. That's how you're getting back into Lake Bewall. In a marina with a bunch of old Rangers, some new Phoenixes, some Vexus. But
Really?
like mostly like old Rangers. Like they have good taste for quality.
What
Like,
kind of
in
motors? Are
Japan.
they repowering them with
Lo-
Suzuki's?
Mercury, Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda. I saw all of it. Like I didn't see like one over.
I would
all
assume
of them.
Yamaha and Suzuki were taking it.
I saw more Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki than you would see in the U.S. But like Kato is running a Phoenix 920 Pro XP with a Mercury 250 Pro XS, 2 Lowrance HDS.
So he
12s.
just
Yeah.
got the whole rig sent over from
Well,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, which is usually how it goes. And then they've got a few badass, like, Japanese bass boat companies that make, like, the mini ones.
That's sick.
But, like, it was cool. Like, we were out on the lake in, like, Kato. Like, the fishing world, it's just like us, like, small. Like, oh, yeah, that's this guy. Like, he knew.
They know who. Yeah.
Every bass boat we drove by, like, Kato knew who that was and was friends with that person.
How big
Right.
do you think the fishing community is on, like, a Biwa?
I think it's tight and small. Like, I really think it's
Like
like
500 guys?
it's like the Minnesota bass fishing culture. Like, it's niche. Like, there ain't, like, there's a lot of us, but, like,
We got.
think about, like, but one lake.
That's why I was asking, because Minnesota, we've got kind of 3 distinct groups. We got the Brainerd group, the Tonka group, and the River group.
And I would say combine all of Minnesota around one lake and maybe add another state to it. And that's kind of like, bro, where this stems from, it's big, but it's not huge, and it's dying.
There?
Bro, the population's not getting better. Like,
Yeah.
and fishing's not getting better. So, like, new people,
They're like, this shit's kind of whack.
like, well, dude, you go out and you might not get a bite,
Yeah.
and you probably won't.
Couple suckers like us, though.
But if you were,
We're still trying.
but like, what's cool about it though is it's next level. Like, if you are into it, it's like when you go to Japan, like, they don't have Bassmaster magazine, they have Lure magazine. Okay.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I have them inside. I'll let you read them tonight, and they read backwards. Like,
Me and Kyoto will go to town on them.
you will. Yes. But, like, and it's all about lures, techniques, and they're all about the approach, all about, because it's that difficult. So they have to teach approach. They have to keep people doing it, or else they're not going to be able to keep doing it, if that makes sense. So they're very technique, equipment, all of that stuff, and driven, and they're more willing to talk about it because it takes a special person to figure it out, and they're on to the next thing, and they sell what they figured out. And it's all about a game of leapfrog, and that's what the game is you're figuring it out. Because we've all, when, like, the cover scat was invented, a guy went out and caught 110 pounders that year on it, right? When this new technique came out, that guy went out and caught 50 10 pounders on it this year, right? Hacked a lake, right? And then he didn't. So that's the game over there, right? It's you see that with, like, the people who are involved, they're either rich, they're a guide, they're a tournament angler, or they're a lure maker, and a combination of those things. Like, that's what exists. It's not like the weekend warriors here. They don't have that besides shore banging. Like, their weekend warriors are shore banging.
Do you think these lure makers out there are making good money?
No.
So it's about the same.
But what I do know
They
is
love it.
good money goes further there. Like, or like bad money goes further there. They're not making good money, but their money's going further than ours.
What?
Keep in mind, they have less space, so they're not maybe able to buy the real estate. But aside from real estate, their money's going further than ours.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
Because the
would've guessed
most
backwards.
scarce thing in there is real estate. But everything else is more affordable, and the wage, like, conversion is better. Like,
I would not
like
have
things
guessed that.
still cost enough less besides gas.
I would have thought
Besides,
like
like, gas and, like, things that, like,
New York City, like the most expensive place to live in the world. I would have thought Tokyo was so Japan. Well, Tokyo is, I think, the busiest city in the world
I can
per
attest to
capita.
that.
It's
So
got the
busy.
highest population density in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have guessed Japan in general.
China might beat it.
No, I'm pretty sure Tokyo
Really?
is number 1 in the world.
It's manageable then. as far as I'm concerned, it was like super busy, but not like.
But
I wasn't like,
still would
oh my
have
God.
thought that it would have been everything would have been expensive, like in New York City. Like
It's-
a cup
it-
of coffee's $12.
The difference is the dollar conversion rate. Like everything's yen, so it's a matter of maybe to them,
Did you sleep in
maybe
one of
to
them
them,
little-
but like to us, no.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like how it converts, it's cheaper. It's a matter of like by the time you ship it, pay the tariffs.
Yeah.
It's maybe in the ballpark range where you wouldn't say yes or no either way.
Did
But
you
it's
sleep-
definitely not way more expensive
Oh, that's good to know.
till you have to ship something.
And then you get hit by tariffs.
Yep. And then you like what people don't understand about Japanese tackle, like, oh, why is it so expensive? I'll tell you why it's so expensive. It's called federal excise tax. Whoever
That's one
imports
piece of
the
it.
Japanese product has to pay a 10% federal excise tax, not on what they bought it for, but what they sell it for. So you import a Sakamata shad for $9 and you sell it for $14.
If you do it right.
You pay 10% tax. What I'm saying though is like most people don't understand why Japanese products cost what they do. To
Yeah.
FedEx air that shit or put it on a boat or pay a broker, and like there's a lot of work involved in this stuff, not to mention the time in developing a high class product. Like as an R&D guy, you got to appreciate it. Like at the end
I've
of the
learned
day,
so much about this industry that most people don't even. I mean,
every
I've hooked you up
R&D
with a
guy
couple
appreciates
people,
it because they've got a big guy over them that doesn't let them do what these guys have been doing for 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, big American tackle business is the reason these guys can still do it, like low key. And if a private equity guy's watching, he's probably a smart one, but like
But also, kind of fuck them,
totally fuck 'em.
right?
Low key.
Like,
as an American tackle consumer, you need to know what's happening right now. Like low key, like it's kind of sad.
but the good thing is, at the same
There's something
time,
to appreciate about what I experienced.
we're feeling it. We're feeling it come back to the good old days. Like, quality is beating accessibility these days.
People see through bullshit, Nathan.
Well, it's back in the day, you had to go buy your tackle at Cabela's
You only had Walter Cronkite.
or Walmart or
Walter Cronkite
Capra's.
or Walter Cronkite.
And now I can buy any of this shit online. So I don't need to just buy the shit that's accessible. I'm going to seek out what I want.
You
And I'm
do-
going to pay a little extra for it, but I don't care. It gets bit, dude.
I think people's bullshit meter is better than it's ever been.
And I hope this trend continues. And truthfully, that's kind of what we were hoping for at Clam when the tariffs came through. We were kind of hoping that we'd get back to the good old days of people buying the good stuff less frequently. So instead of buying throwaway disposable garbage, we'd buy good stuff. We'd think about our decision. We'd really buy the right thing one time and pay a little bit more for it rather than just buy that pack of crap and, man, if it don't work, I'm going to throw it away.
Dude, I mean, the fishing industry is getting full on Monsanto'd right now. So I couldn't agree more with you.
I hope so. Did you sleep in one of them cubes when you were there, by the way?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well,
That's some propaganda bullshit, man.
no. This is no
Maybe in
propaganda.
Ukraine.
No. There's a local YouTuber, actually, Mav. He's
Oh,
like
yeah.
homies with like Sobe and shit.
Yep. Yep.
He used to come roll through the St. Paul Ice Show, and he's a good guy. He's got more followers than we could dream about.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Oh,
time.
yeah. He's a
But-
big famous guy.
He's done a couple YouTube videos, and I've seen it in other places too. I actually just watched a fishing video in Japan. And there's like, it basically looks like a shipping container, but a quarter the size, and they're like stacked. And there's like a hallway, and they're like at least two tall. And they're just these little cubes, and it's like a hostel.
Huh.
But you sleep in this little cube, and some of them are a little bit more glorious than others. and they all pretty much have like a communal shower, whatever. But you don't know nothing about that.
No.
You just slept in a hotel.
I gotta be honest, this time, like, Japan wheeled the red carpet out for me, kind of, like, I was very fortunate. I stayed in hotels, like, I'm not gonna lie, the rooms are way smaller, like, at any hotel in Japan than America, like,
Yeah, real estate.
but I didn't really spend enough time in my hotel room to give a shit.
Dude, does this thing get faster and faster, by the way?
It depends on, like, the moon phase and the, like, you know, what like the magnetic pull of the earth is. Overall, it tends to gain some speed. Yeah.
I would say so. What the fuck is cooking right now?
See, how about now? Now it's moving the other way. It has changed directions.
We're in a major biting window right now. We should be out there.
You think so? That moon looked almost new. It was about as waning of a gibbous as I've ever seen.
The sliveriest of slivers.
Dude, it was barely even a gibbous. It was so waning.
You're not much of a food guy, are you?
Bro, if you knew what I put in my mouth in Japan, you would think I was the foodiest motherfucker you ever met. But
we're
before
friends
that,
on Snapchat, so I saw that you ate raw horse.
I did.
But other than that,
Raw squid, raw
that's
tuna,
pretty normal. That's
raw red snapper, raw salmon. I
any
ate
raw fish is
I ate
fair game out
octopus,
there. Yeah,
I
that's
ate-
all fair game.
I ate eel.
Yeah,
I mean, there wasn't anything I didn't eat. That's what you're wondering.
but it's all raw.
No, I ate cooked shit too, and it was good too.
So what was the best thing?
I mean, I think the inner American in me loves some beef and steak and like the Wagyu, Kobe beef and Wagyu beef.
And they treated you right?
Yeah, dude, I had it every way you could have it. On a stick,
How many days were you
it.
there?
9.
Oh, that's a good time.
So with travel, it was like 7, 8 days.
Oh, okay.
In there.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but I traveled a bunch. So like I started from Tokyo to Osaka to Kyoto / Shiga, where Biwa is.
Bullet train?
So Tokyo plane, Tokyo to Osaka plane, bullet train from Osaka to Biwa.
What kind of bullet train? Like
The
200 mile an
JR
hour?
one. I didn't clock this one, but only one time was I on like the fast one, 200 something, but 100 high hundreds to 200 something.
Dude,
But
that
most of them were less, like the less ones.
Does Japan have a new one that's like, did I see it's like 400
Someone sent
fucking
me a
miles an
video
hour?
of like, it was a hilarious video of like the new fast train, and they're like,
Yeah. I think I saw that. Because I took one in Italy and it was 300 kilometers per hour. It might have been more than that. I know it was...
That's a lot of kilometers.
It was like 202 miles per hour. And the craziest thing is you don't feel it, but you go through a tunnel and your ears pop. It must be like a pressure thing
that happens up at Duluth sometimes,
when you go through a tunnel.
or on an airplane, which is why I chew gum.
Yeah. I've had it from like elevation changes. Like in an airplane when you take off or you start to land, I'll feel it. Or if you're driving through like the bluffs down in La Crosse, Wabasha, whatever.
Does your nutsack ever hurt when the pressure changes?
Yeah, it's funny.
I
you bring
feel
that-
like
no.
no. Oh, okay.
This is.
I don't
I thought you were kidding.
No, dude.
Well, shit, my ears popped when I went through.
Like
tunnels.
you've never had blue balls.
not related to the
Like that's a
environment.
pressure change.
I don't know where you're going with this.
But like technically that would be a pressure change, right? Blue balls. Like that's what causes them.
I don't know if I buy into that.
You don't think so?
Pressure?
Lack of release of pressure, pressure buildup maybe. So in a change in pressure, increase in pressure, blood pressure, fluid pressure, various forms of pressure,
That should
mental
make
pressure.
sense. All right, bro. What was the
I'm just
what was
fucking
the
with you.
craziest thing you ate there?
Did you think I was like dead ass? Because literally my goal of
You seemed
that
like you were-
exercise was fucking with you.
You seemed like you were pretty serious when
I was far
when
from
I
it.
was gonna go with it for a second.
What were we talking about?
Japan and
Yes,
food.
Great country, great food. Wow. Wakasagi is good, by the way.
What's that?
Smelt.
Oh. I love smelt.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
You used to be able to buy smelt at Cub Foods.
Yep, at the supermarket.
Yeah, and
Used to.
My dad would just literally season some flour with salt and pepper.
Back before the EPA cracked down on smelt. Like, fucking A.
I don't know what you're talking
Used to
about.
mouse some smelt.
But we just dredge them light dredge in flour with a little salt and pepper, and then we'd throw them right in the deep fryer. And then as soon as they come out, you have to hit them with salt.
Really?
you
Or
just
else
eat-
what? They die?
They just wouldn't taste good.
Okay.
Like a French fry. You
For
got to
sure.
sprinkle them with salt right when they
Doused
come
my
out.
fries tonight. Oh, not any late. What happens if you do it later? The
It
salt.
falls off. You got to
just-
do it when it's still kind of greasy.
That makes perfect sense.
Because otherwise you do it and the salt just bounces off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, and then you just eat them whole, dude. You just take the guts and then fry the whole thing. And
Dude, the fried wakasagi I had, like, I looked at
Bones.
the eyeballs of it before I'd take a bite. I'm like,
dude,
amazing.
so wakasaki is smelt in Japan.
Yeah, so when you see a mega bass color and it says a
Wakasagi.
wakasagi, it's smelt. That means smelt.
Do you think they're kind of the same, or are they a little different?
Just the sizes are the same. Like smelt or are different. Like smelt here are typically in that 5-6 inch range. Like the ones Hayden knows. Like
Yeah.
The one, and like they're like more 3-4.
Hmm.
So they're a little smaller there, like a little cuter. But like the guide I had on Kawaguchi under Mount Fuji, he's
God,
also a
just-
wakasagi guide, and they like have
You just
wakasagi
said so many
houses.
fun words in one sentence.
Oh, I know, like Kawaguchi under Mount Fuji and a Wakasagi guide, and like they have like these houses that float that look like ice houses.
Like lacrosse, little bow houses.
Yeah, but in the middle of the lake.
Oh shit! Do they have anchors or something, or do they just float around?
I tried to get the full translation of how they secured them motherfuckers, but it was like a mooring. It seemed like mooring buoys for like sailboats type of
sure,
thing.
so the little
but like
anchor.
multiples, and like yeah, like you get a guide, like ice fishing, and they take you out to this hut on water, and you go wakasagi fishing in this
Catch
hut.
'em on.
I'm assuming
Tiniest
you
little hook?
fucking drink. Yeah, they have like multiple hooks. And
So
I
you
think
don't net
can-
'em.
He
'Cause
said
here
like
you
the
say net 'em.
average day for wakasagi is 1 to 200, and like the best days are like 1,000 to 1,500.
You're eating good.
Yeah, I figure
100
I ate
smelt's a good day.
I ate about 30 of them fuckers for lunch under Mount Fuji that day with a beer, and like I could have maybe ate 40 or 50
With
but
wakanobo.
wasabi on wakasagi.
Yeah. Is this waginasu? What's a waginasu? Because that's
That
one of my
is
favorite
Girajas.
colors. That's the color.
Yep, and this is Iwashi Hasu.
Oh, that one looks kind of like a waginasu too.
Yeah, Iwashi Hasu. Hasu and then dace. Sakura dace is a popular.
What's a hasu?
A hasu is a bait fish.
It
Hasu.
must have them lines in it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like
Little
that, them lines in that thing.
Mhm.
I like that color.
Yep, and okura. Or okihura. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, it's oikawa.
You're speaking
Spotted
gibberish.
oikawa. And then dace.
What is this thing? Can we talk about this?
Yeah, that's the witch minnow.
Oh shit!
It rolls really nice, but like, so that was designed to be a topwater. Like a very finesse topwater. It's got a little popper lip.
They're on a different planet.
But it rolls really good on a jig head, and then on that darter head I showed you, like you rig it upside down, and that's that little sneak. Cut.
You need a website.
Nah, fuck that.
You have one. What is it again?
THORNEBROS.com.
That's basically you can get all your shit.
You can get all your shit there, but
If you want a hand-selected, pretty well hand-selected Teal's JDM assortment, they got the juice. Just go walk through the doors. You know what's up. And that's the thing. Thorne Brothers has been in business forever. Those buyers there know what the hell they're doing.
John Nelson.
They're not
Nelly.
going to just let this Daryl come tell them what to sell.
Nelly
been
knows
doing
his
it
shit.
for years.
Me and Nelly work hand in hand on that shit.
They're just taking his advice and what he's seen and what he knows.
Nelly, I love Nelly. Like, one of my favorite podcasts is listening to Nelly talk about the word Seiche, like Lake Seiche.
I listened to that one on my flight too.
I could listen to him talk about Lake Seiche for 40
I love the
minutes or 3
confusion
hours.
that was there. You were so
Sage?
thrown by Sage.
I just love the word.
It's old
And
school. Nobody uses it anymore.
It was the first time that it was used in a just like nonchalant fashion where I'm like, hold on. First off, my degenerate ass wants to know more, and I know the people listening definitely don't know what the fuck you just said. So you're just gonna need. Let's just slow this down for 5 minutes, and then you can speed back up. That's all.
A lake Sage.
Lake Seiche. Mille Lacs is a
Big time
a full on Seiche. That lake is a Seiche.
Hey, let's I don't know where we're at, but it's getting pretty late, or maybe not.
No, your time management is like about what I would expect after your Champs Tour this year.
That's good.
Yeah, we're at
Okay.
two and a half.
So, Mille Lacs, I mean, you can take this one other place, but
Nope.
the only other question I really had tonight was, we are end of the season, so naturally, the only fun thing to do right now, besides get drunk and go bass fishing one more time, is to talk about the next time we get to go bass fishing. And I was saying,
Sandy. Yeah,
and I was just saying, like, dude, I really do miss tournaments. There's something there that you just can't scratch fun fishing.
not
It's
quite.
impossible.
Yep.
I
You can, but you can't. Not the same.
I'll go catch a 30-pound bag on Mille Lacs, and it's fun, but it is not anywhere near as fun as catching 16.5 pounds in a bass tournament when it matters.
I agree.
So
I think that's a quote unquote. That deserves.
we
a
talked
quote,
about that a
unquote.
little bit at dinner tonight. Is just about like we had one certain body of water we talked about that's basically like the trout pond, and you know what you're gonna get, and it's like, okay, how much can we learn? How much fun can truly be had? And I get it. Every once in a while, a guy needs to go, scratch an itch, go catch a couple bass, try a couple lures that you're curious if they get bit on. But sometimes going to an obscure place that you don't even know if there's a bass in there, and then catching 12 pounds, but you get like 10 bites, and you're like, damn, dude, there wasn't supposed to be any bass here. That
I
shit
love
feels
shit.
good.
It does.
A good old-fashioned grinder. But anyway, where I was going with this was, if anybody made it this far, they don't really care. They're here for us anyway.
Most
So,
people do, surprisingly.
Champs Tour 2026. We're getting there, dude.
We are. We actually are.
Let's do a little preview.
Records might be broken again.
Hell no. Are you
don't
kidding
think
me?
so? I'm not saying
I would say with an emphasis, hell no.
average size records.
Maybe.
Certain records will be like
Oh,
they're like
not total weight. I don't think that's...
records will I didn't say what records,
You did. You're right. I didn't give you enough.
but I do think it will be a record breaking event in a way, shape, or form. I'm not saying I know exactly which way, shape, or form, but I think it's going to be a slugfest in a way that slugfests usually don't play to my favor, hopefully. Like, I think it's going to be a grimy slugfest.
You heard it here first. Teal, you are going to top 5 that first one.
I fucking hope so, because I could see it going either way.
No.
I don't think I'm going to suck. I really don't think I'm going to suck.
That's Mille Lacs. And that's Minnesota Bass Opener. No. Minnesota Fishing Opener.
Yeah, but that's not the same next year.
Well, we have not seen official.
Oh,
We
really?
heard it's happening, but have you actually seen legislation that says so? Because I haven't, and I've been looking.
I haven't either, but people told me I can fish after ice off, so I'm gonna do it. And when I get pulled over, I'll be like,
So my
wait,
understanding,
wait, I can't. I was told by a dozen people that I could do this, right?
and here's
Like,
the thing,
I'm not the smartest person, officer. Like, my mom always called me special. But I just want you to know, this is, honest, intentional where I'm coming from here. Like, that's where I'm at.
ignorance is bliss.
Do you know, I don't know how to check legislation about anything, Nipper. If you're asking me about legislation,
I'm not asking you.
Yeah, no, I think legislation's passed. Yeah, I couldn't tell you where it passed.
I think what I heard
This is the site. This is who signed. Nancy Pelosi signed off on this.
She's
bill
retiring, bro.
On freaking November 7th.
she's retiring, bro. She made her $300 million and she's leaving.
Hell yeah, that'll give her more time to trade and for AI to follow her trades and us to maybe make some money.
I think I'm not.
Are you really?
Anyway,
I'm proud of you.
So, the way I understand it is, it's done, but the regulations don't actually change until the new fishing season and the new regulations, which come out obviously February 28th or whatever it is.
Yep.
So we won't see it until then. But I heard they were trying to expedite it so we could see it before then, but obviously that hasn't happened yet. But anyway, so long story short, Mille Lacs first, you have a very advantageous bag of tricks that I think will suit you well for that event based off of them moving it a week earlier.
I don't think it hurts.
I think it'll do a guy like you better
100%.
than a lot of others. And obviously I had a pretty good spawning tournament last year, but I wouldn't put myself in a spawning category either.
I wouldn't say I'm ignoring your abilities. And I would say that
But you have a lot more. I am much more of a birder fisherman.
I don't know if that's true.
I am. I'm a lot more. I got my bag of tricks, and I'm a little bit less adventurous. But I live with it.
Right.
And I think there's something to be said about that. I think there's simplicity and confidence we've talked about is big. And I am worried because I feel like that way of thinking, that way of operating is going by the wayside every day. I think the more educated technological way of fishing is, I think forward facing has really made these fish harder to catch, smarter. We all know where they are. They're easier to find. Ergo, catching them is the bigger challenge. And a guy like you that has a lot of really cool stuff that you guys should all go buy. It's hard for me to catch up because I'm kind of I guess if I were to put it in an average, I bet you I'd try a new lure kind of once a month during the fishing season. So I start fishing in March and I fish through November safely. And that's quite a long time, but I don't know. I can't, I can't afford it. B, I don't have the time to gain confidence, which is a big part of it. Is like, you have to get out and use this stuff to know that it works. And the thing that scares me, Aaron Teal, is what I have learned in the last 12 months. With the little bit of time and the little bit of money I have spent on it, I found some shit that has straight up shaken me to my core about bass fishing. That I thought it completely flipped me upside down. Like, I thought, I'm that dude that there's probably half of us out there that bass fish hardcore that are, and the weird thing, like when I first started actually experiencing success in bass fishing was when I simplified things. I started going less lures, less colors, and worrying more about where they are and presenting my bait at the right angle. So it was kind of limiting the variables. And okay, they're not here. Well, I got 3 lures I'm going to throw at them. I'm going to go this lure, this angle, this lure, that angle, this lure, that angle, this lure, that angle, and done. I'm gone. Instead of having a bag of 4,700 new lures in 56 badass new colors, that is overwhelming and intimidating when you basically get 1 day a week to fish. But that shit's tough because I feel like a lot of it's coming down to that, and you're seeing it on the Elite Series, the high school.
You are.
Time and tricks are huge for pressured fish.
Bro, and please don't put me on a pedestal, because I gotta be honest, like, I can relate and I feel what you feel in a lot of ways more than you know. Okay? And I think the big thing that I've learned about me is my magic is I'm good at the discovery phase. Right? I'm better than most people at the discovery phase of a technique, or like, I'm first to a lot of things, but I'm not maybe the guy who's the best at maximizing it, right? Maximizing that discovery, right? And that's what I'm learning with these Champs Tour guys. Like, what we're up against is guys not who necessarily discover techniques. We're talking about guys who've learned to maximize techniques and absolutely throttle the competition with what they've maximized, right?
Bro.
And we've felt that. We've both felt that, right? And what I'm saying is like, when I shine is when it's not about maximization. It's about being persistent and doing that one little thing better, right? Mm-hmm. And these windows are so short. You have 2 4-hour tournaments. This ain't an 8-hour event we're talking about with the Champions Tour, right? So your window of success,
it's like I would say it's 16 half-hour tournaments.
I don't disagree with that either. I will not argue one bit.
That's like,
so
you can have a bad 30 minutes and make it, but it is, man.
So with all that in mind, if that bite doesn't yield a discovery aspect to it where I need to figure something out that no one else does, right? And because the bite isn't easy, there's guys who are maximizing what they're doing better than me, right? And I'm surviving those. And I'm surviving those situations. And where I'm almost winning, right, is where I'm discovering things that aren't being discovered, right? And doing things a certain way. And that's my magic, is a new lake, right? A new lake, new tournament body water that I don't have memories on, or a challenging bite that guys are struggling with that I'm willing to be more persistent and figure it the fuck out with a little bit. Not like a light years different approach, but like minute detailed difference, right? And the sneaks accommodate my lack of time on the water as far as I'm concerned, dude, because what we're up against is a lot of time on the water, and we ain't got the time.
There's more than one way to skin a cat.
You can work hard and you can work smart, and I work as hard as I can, but I have to work as smart as I can, because what I'm up against is there's people who have the ability to work harder than me because of time, right?
For sure.
In my opinion, that with the Japanese stuff, with the way I think, it's I'm trying to hack time, because I know I'm not good with it. I'm not good with time. So I need to hack it as much as I can, because naturally time is a weakness I have managing. So every little detail I can do to maximize my weaknesses with the strength is that's my game, dude.
It's the whole game. It's what we're all doing.
Now it's my job too. But like,
which is sweet, right?
Well, it's a matter of, like, for me, well, you grow up, right? You got to work hard till you retire. We ain't promised tomorrow, like I was telling you. And it's like, man, I can't get I'm not like most people. I can't get myself to hate my life for 40 hours a week to love 20. I'm just not that. I can't do it. I'll lose my house. I'll freaking live on the street. I'll do that before I freaking hate 40 hours of my life to
Your
love
friends
20.
won't let you do that.
And I like, and I'm the most blessed, luckiest dude in the world. So like, that's how I feel some days. But like, you know what I mean? Blah 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 blah.
100%, dude.
Blah, blah,
I felt like Russ Lane this year on the Champs Tour. I'm like the old guy with all the young guys whooping my ass. If I looked at like the AOI standings the other day.
You're a pretty hip old dude, for what it's worth. So
Sure.
like, you might feel old, but like, you don't act it. You don't act like an old fucker.
I'm not
for
old.
what it's worth.
I'm not old. I'm not old, but I'm older
with
than the
advances
rest of
in-
them guys.
With okay, here's a weird question. So with advances in modern science, how much do you think life expectancy is going to change over the next 50 years? What would be your guess?
50 years?
Yep. Which, okay.
It all depends. With microplastics,
We're about to leapfrog more things than we've ever seen, right? We've never seen more microplastics, things like that, in humans to probably make it worse. But
everything's carcinogenic, but we're starting to outlaw some of that shit. And I could be mistaken, but I think our life expectancy went down in the last few years for the first time in recent history. So
due to the false COVID deaths.
some of that
I'm
could
just
be
kidding.
part of it. I don't know.
It was a joke, but I'm not kidding.
But my
it
guess-
was a joke, but it wasn't.
I mean, here's the thing that's hard about that is my guess would be, I would say, call it a 3% increase over every year. Just running averages, I would think. But you get something like, I thought I saw some crazy shit like Russia has a cancer vaccine.
Well, that's, I mean,
You
I
throw
wasn't
some
trying.
shit like that in, and all of a sudden, you could put an extra 10 years on that shit.
And I wasn't trying to go there, but like after I asked the question, immediately my head went to like, well, do you believe cancer and diabetes have been cured? Because like, if you had the cure for those things and you realized that the cure was X profitable versus the meds were X
Brings us
profitable.
right back to where we started, baby. It's a billionaire's world, and we're all just pawns, unfortunately.
The circle of
Oh,
life.
dude, it is such a mind bender.
But like life expectancy, do you feel I feel like that's manipulated as well. You've got big sugar, you've got big food, you've got Monsanto, you've got but then
So
you've
sugar
got
feeds
cancer and
cancer.
diabetes. Like the diabetes conspiracy is probably the most blatant, obvious, absolute debauchery of thievery I've ever seen.
With insulin and yeah.
Yeah, like the amount
And
of
supposedly
money. The big thing was like they figured out how much money they can make before they maybe found the cure. And it was like, when you're making that much money, then find the cure, it's like, I mean, for us,
We're gonna go out of business.
looking outside, looking in, it's like the obvious answer. It's like, do you like your sleep at night?
Yeah, you'd be the right
Save
guy.
the fucking children.
Hey, dude.
It's that simple. Like for
full,
us, but
full
like,
circle. I think the same way with fishing. I could never bend a rule. I couldn't sleep.
no.
We're all, look at us. It's midnight, and we're trying to go fun fishing tomorrow.
Is it midnight?
Damn near.
It's 11:25.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Glass half full kind of guy. Like that's such a glass half empty perspective. It's 11.
I'm closer to 40 than I am to 30.
It's almost midnight, young man.
You got to remember, I go to bed at 9:37.
Proud of you.
No, I'm just saying that shit's all relevant.
But like, do you think there's a cure for diabetes or cancer that's being suppressed? Like in your heart. I'm not saying that's something you want to think. It's not something I want to think about.
I don't think so. That being said, I think there are some really good solutions that are borderline free that aren't being talked about.
Do you think renewable energy exists and that's being expressed?
No.
Okay. Oh, really? So you don't even think that's ever even been invented?
I don't think I think the only thing for renewable energy is nuclear.
What do you think the pyramids were originally made for?
Fucking alien sex projects.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you say that because we're able to conceive children that we are renewable energy?
Matrix.
And also, like, the sun gives us energy with vitamin
How
D.
renewable is that, though?
I think, like, people who say renewable energy doesn't exist have never met a human.
How about a tree, bro?
I'm an
Have you ever
example of
seen a
renewable
tree?
energy. My parents. I'm a piece
That
of
ain't
renewable.
very renewable.
I'm not saying you can renew my ass, but
Yeah.
I might be infertile as fuck. I don't know that, or I just am lucky.
A tree is pretty wild.
Trees are trippy. I have pictures of Japanese trees, one over 1,000 years old, and it's a really crazy looking tree.
I want to see that, but here's
I'm
one.
listening. I'll pull it up while I'm
Yeah.
listening.
So, renewable energy, blah blah blah, whatever. Nobody's found a good way.
Yeah, Greta Thunberg, blah blah blah.
I just watched Landman 2 and I buy half of that shit.
Everybody here recycles.
But trees, dude, here's the thing that really throws me off, and I want everybody to take 1 second
Take 1 second.
and think about this. Have you ever seen a tree seed? Like, think about a maple, the helicopter.
Okay, that was the first tree seed that came to mind.
So that's the only one that we can all think about. Have you ever seen a big ass maple tree that
think so.
helicopter comes off of?
Yeah.
Do you realize how big that motherfucker is off of sunlight and water?
Right, 2 ingredients.
But the craziest thing is, like, animals and humans, which we are animals,
We are mammals.
we consume to grow.
We also do that.
A tree,
We need sunlight. People,
A
the doctor doesn't tell you that.
a tree starts as a seed this big.
Mm-hmm.
And have you again, how big?
Bro.
The thing comes out of, like, where is it gaining all of it's truly just sunlight, carbon dioxide, and some nutrients from the soil, but it's mainly sunlight and water, and it just gets that big.
And it just works. And it's been working that way for a long, long time.
To me, that's the craziest thing that I've never fully understood, and I understand
That's a 1,000-year-old tree
photosynthesis.
that's been drinking water and eating sunlight.
And it's massive, dude. And it
And
started
it's fucking
as
huge.
a pinhead.
And it started as a little seed.
And you could build
Started as a little seed
500
whale.
You could build 500 rocking chairs out of that trunk. You know what I mean?
Do you know how many seeds failed for that seed to make it?
To me, that's magic, though, if you really think about it. How do you turn something from this big into something that big with just sun and water?
Do you know what else
There's
is
no other
crazy?
matter. It doesn't take matter to grow. It takes energy.
Just like you're special, think about how special this tree is. Because think about how many helicopter seeds that one maple kicks off. And then think about how many trees that big you see today. This one, right?
you
So
ever
that
heard-
thing kicked off probably thousands and thousands and thousands of helicopter seeds. Yet there's one helicopter seed that lived
Do you
1,500 years.
Do you know
one
how-
helicopter seed? That's like my dad's sperm and me.
I was just-
you know what I
that's
mean?
exactly
Like,
where I was gonna
That's
go.
like me as a little motherfucking whale.
I think there's millions of sperms.
Back when I was a little beluga motherfucking
And
teal.
you were
blah,
that-
blah, 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 blah.
You were that 7-inch Sakamata over all the rest of them suckers.
Back when Daddy had gills, like that's a weird thing I learned one time. Keep going. Don't mean to interrupt you.
I literally had nothing left with mine other than you were that maple seed, baby.
So were you. We were all a maple. Like, if you were born, don't forget how fucking lucky you are for being born.
Please don't. That's a fact.
Like, your life matters, and like the fact that the miracle happened that you were born. Do you know how many motherfucking 1,000 helicopter seeds fell? How many times your dad jerked off into a fucking bathroom sink and pissed away a bunch of whales so you could fucking be here?
And chances are, if you're here and you're listening to this, you're lucky enough to be one of those slim percentages of sperms that made it through and got born in the United States or wherever you got born, and you decided to be lucky enough to go bass fishing for fun.
That's a whole nother freaking set of...
Dude, we get to go fishing for fun.
That's a whole nother set
we
of...
get stressed out about not catching a bass for fun. There's people that are trying to catch food to live. Anyway,
that's the philosophy of fishing to me. Is fishing is so many things to so many different people, right? Some people literally fish to live. And
sometimes
the fact that
we feel
get
like
to
we do. A bad tournament's
life
the
of
worst feeling that's ever happened.
Well, there's probably 50% of the Bassmaster Elite Series who feels like they're in, South Africa in a rowboat fighting for their next meal.
And that's
that's weird to even think about, right?
I say that all the time. Mo money, mo problems couldn't be more true. Everybody has their problems, and everybody's problems are big to them. And nobody's problems are bigger than anybody else's. We all just have different ones. Word. Last thing, Mille Lacs. We already went there. What's after Mille Lacs?
Big Stone.
Is it really? June?
Early June.
And then Pokegama?
Yep.
So it goes
It's a very diverse
Mille Lacs
schedule.
May, Big Stone June, Pokegama
Pokemon.
July.
Gull Pro-Am July for sure, and then Pokegama is either July or August, and I can't remember.
There's one a month. There always is.
So I think Pokegama is early August, I want to say, or late July.
And then championship. TBD.
TBD.
And you don't know.
I have theories, but I don't want Dane to tell me, right? But I know, like, from what I do know, like,
Let's leak
Dane
some theories.
Dane cares about payouts, right? And what I
Yeah.
do know is city councils and communities are a factor.
So Ottertail.
So I know, like, whoever's helping, like, us with our payouts and, like, our tour,
I picked
he's going
up
to be
on that.
more apt to bring the championship there. So, like, I
picked
don't
up
know
on
where
that
it's
on
going
one
to
of his
be.
pods.
Well, and Noah's called it before, too. Like, just looking at the sponsors, even when Bonema owned it, he's like, I don't know
Bingo.
where the championship is, but I feel like it's going to be in the Alexandria area because Alexandria is a
Exactly.
big sponsor this year, and I noticed we're not going anywhere there in the regular season, right? So, like, there's things like that. So,
And the other thing
I
is
don't
what-
know where it's going to be, but, like, I'm guessing
We get
maybe
it.
somewhere in Minnesota?
We get it right away in May. Like first tournament, right?
We will,
Because
yes.
as soon as the tournament schedule comes out on the DNR website, you can see it.
But to be honest, even if I did like want to be a dick and ask him and put us in that situation, I don't think he would tell me.
He wouldn't. If I know anything about Dane, he wouldn't tell you.
Yeah, you're right. He
No
wouldn't.
way.
No.
You could be off the like. You could literally come up to him and be like, "Hey, 100% off the record, as best friends, growing up,
I'd never do
fishing
it to him.
tournaments together."
I'd never even do it to him, but even if I did, he wouldn't tell me.
He would tell you, Teal. I'm not telling you. Anyway,
Yeah, he would.
so Big Stone should be interesting because I've heard that lake died.
I hope it's grimy.
It will be. I'm
Good.
pretty sure because it's June.
I like the schedule.
I would
I like it better than last year.
I would prefer not to go to Big Stone in June just because I've heard it sucks and it's going to be slimy, and I've been at them boat ramps before, and
wanna
I
eat that blue algae. For
I was going to
breakfast.
say I got my weed poker in the bed of my truck already. It's just I like to have fun. I like a grinder, don't get me wrong.
Watch
but
the
I
last
like
one.
to
We
have
were already
fun.
there in June.
5 years ago when fishing was still pretty good.
2 or 3?
No, it was more than that. It had to be.
No, Willard won. It was like 2 years ago.
No.
Hey, actually, no. Check out the crawfish, man.
Dude, I saw that guy.
Yeah, that was.
And-
I wanted one action figure from a Japanese store, and that was the one I chose. I had to do it.
This dude looks like he's from the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him from the Power Rangers when I was a kid.
He will be mounted to my boat windshield most of next year. He'll be
How do you take the little hanger off?
probably with the scissor.
And then just shove the rest of it in and it'll live within him forever?
Yeah, like a microplastic.
Man, fuck. Don't we feel that?
Yeah,
Last,
just like eating processed food.
I don't think I had one last thing.
If you do, we have spare time.
No, we don't really. We're going to go catch a sack tomorrow. A 30.
Dude, I think if you're going to catch a big one on a swimmer, I'm going to catch a big one on, this swimmer tomorrow. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I should throw the shiner one. I was going to ask you, like, around here, like, remember your spark shad deal? Like, I got to be honest. Like, I liked a swimmer, but, like, your spark shad deal was the deal. And I won't probably ever throw it again since I found that thing because it does everything that a spark shad does, but like it tears less often, and looks more like they want to eat than what we were even throwing them.
I can't wait to try it.
So here's the deal. Yeah, these are yours for the rest of the fall, which I know you won't get out much, but
Be lucky.
there's 3 swim baits. How many bass can you catch on those 3 swimmers? Those are yours.
I appreciate that, and I will try tomorrow. And I hope that these are all gone by the end of the day.
If those are gone, it means you probably caught 25 to 30.
That's why I hope.
That would be great.
'Cause tomorrow, it's going to be cold. I think water temps are...
Yeah, what is the high for tomorrow?
We're fine. Air temps are fine. Water temps are a little cold. But I think we're supposed to have a little sun, a little bit of wind.
Like, what do you like for weather on Mille Lacs this time of year? Because, once again, before I knew how to fish, I fished out there a little bit this time of year. Did okay, but not great.
The weird thing, I just look back and I had a 31-pound bag last fall, and it was flat calm, foggy, and I did most of my damage right away.
Got it.
So it was very much low light condition. You couldn't hardly see anything, but it wasn't windy. So otherwise, I think if I had to drop my perfect day up there, it would be a little bit of wind because people are all looking for no wind. And I think a little bit of wind gets them biting. And then sun. Little bit of wind and sun would
Helps.
be my perfect day out there.
Because it was low light all day?
The day I caught my big bag out there,
Or did sun peek
the
out?
sun came out in the afternoon, and I did
But there was
catch a
a
couple
morning
fish.
window. And it was a consistent weather. It was like a Coronis.
Morning was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mornings.
Which most people wouldn't think that in the fall. Like fall largemouth, you would think,
But
yeah, let that sun kick up and then the largemouth will start
But-
flickering a little bit harder on the flats.
foggy means it probably wasn't too cold that night.
True. Yeah. Oh, like tonight.
I think overnight
It's
lows
not-
are a big deal in the fall and spring.
So that's interesting because Hayden and I were talking like, man, it didn't get that cold yet. Like it's still 48.
No,
We were talking about
yesterday
that
it
on our
didn't.
drive home.
Last night it never got cold.
Tonight I don't think it's going to get that cold. The wind is going to
It's
buck,
34 right now already.
but not freezing. Last night it was same
think it is.
thing. I looked at the
Oh,
weather
really?
last night to know whether I could unhook the front of the boat when we backed in the morning or not. Like I'm like, okay, like is it going to get below freezing overnight? 34 last night.
Let's hope.
But
It says
but
32. 53 for high. The thing that sucks is we're getting a little bit gypped this year because I feel like we normally this time of year get a little cold, and then it's like, oh, you look at the end of the extended forecast, there's a 40-degree day out there. There's a 35-degree day out there. This year's been real extreme. It's either been 20 or 60.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
And
It's
like-
been Indian overall, though.
And I would love that if we saw 6 days from now that we had some high 30s for a high.
Yes, please. Yes. Like, you
Because
don't
these
gotta
lakes
get
aren't
50
gonna,
on me.
the big lakes aren't gonna freeze this week.
No. Some of the lakes
Water
got-
temp's still 40s.
Bro, on Mars today,
Yeah.
next to Venus,
Yeah.
Mars,
I know.
44 on my Lowrance. On my Lowrance, right? On my Garmin,
But
it was 37.
you thought it was going to be in the 30s. Yeah. Wow, that's way different.
But keep in mind, I've like the last 10 years of my life, I run Lowrance temperature, which is Hummingbird's lower, Garmin's lower. But when I think,
Yeah.
I've been thinking in Lowrance temperature sense, right? And that lake's still 44. And the max depth on that lake is not even close to
yeah.
most of the max depths we're talking about.
Yeah, and last time I was out, it was 43.7. Is what
Bird?
I saw most of the day on my birds.
So that's probably 37 now.
Dude, last plug. I promise. I haven't had much plugs. I don't think
Waypoint
I've had any
management on the
plugs.
Humminbird Explorer units now, and that's a great feature, and I love my Minn Kota Quest.
You took the words right out of my mouth. So I'm going fishing with teal tomorrow, and we're going to Mille Lacs, hopefully. I powered up my Explorer or Apex. I don't remember which one it was. But I powered up my unit, and I zoomed in on Mille Lacs because I told you, last time I went out, I found the best fall spot I have ever found. It was dirty. It was... I'm not going to give too much info, but it was a deeper spot with some rock and sand. And I pulled up on it, and I'm like, oh, God. I saw it on 360, actually, because I side imaged this reef. And I marked a couple rocks, typical Mille Lacs boulders. I marked a couple. And then I got to the end of it, and I turned my shit off, and I was going to go back and fish the shit up there. And I happened to put my trolling motor down and saw my 360, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even scan this, but I see something on 360. I made 10 casts in a row, and the smallest one I caught was, I think, 5.2, and the biggest one I caught was 4.6. And I put a waypoint on there because you know how it is. You think you know a spot, but on a big lake like that, you don't know exactly where it was.
Right.
So I went on my Explorer unit, and I hit that circle, draw to export, and I drew a circle on that area, and I got it on my phone now. So we can go to the dot tomorrow. Just because
you can blindfold me.
you know how
on
it
the way
is. This time of year, you have to have confidence that you're exactly where you're at. Because if you're not making the cast juice, you're not getting bit.
But you're driving in the morning, so.
If they are on that spot and you make that cast, you're not catching them. If you
Dude.
make that cast, you're not catching them. You better be right there.
That's the fine line in the fall.
Bingo.
And that's like, it took me a while to understand that, but once you get it, it's like, it's hackable. But do I get to try out a baits reel tomorrow? You've been hyping these up.
Oh
and,
my
like,
God.
You've been telling me about them.
Thank you. Hold on.
And I'm like, I might be able to spool one up yet tonight. Might be able to, but I think I'm just going to try yours. So, to give you guys a scoop on baits reels, like, so Nate, he likes to play dumb, right? Like that he's not on the up and up, but like, don't get it twisted. This dude is on the up and up, and like, I'm not on the up and up on everything like Nate is, which is like never. That's like, it's not the only reason he talk. He's a damn good dude, right? That's not the only reason we talk, but I value his opinion. And when Nate talks about a quality product, he's got an excellent taste, by the way.
I want your initial instinct before we leave.
Well, this is the hundo. This is the hundo.
Dude, just the whole experience from
So we talk about Japanese stuff, but like that's like the reason I talk about that is because there's not a lot of great American like stuff being made anymore, right? Like Bill Clinton sold all that to China. Like let's be honest, right? But that doesn't mean it's not coming back. And I think baits, like there's a lot of great handmade American, swim baits, some plastics, being made, but America typically is not known for reels. There's a reason Shimano, Daiwa are kind of the front runners as far as like if you ask somebody, hey, what reel do you like? They're gonna be like, I like a Shimano, I like a Daiwa, right? But in Texas, there's this company called Baits, and I'm gonna let you take it out of the box. But
no, I want
the
you to
engineer-
be part of the whole thing, because I think the whole thing is an experience.
well, like what I like about this is like it reminds me of like what people don't realize in a shopping experience when they buy a reel is like they look
These
at a
guys
reel,
care.
but what a reel is, when you look at a reel, what a reel actually is parts, okay? And I learned this about the boat world, and that's why I love Vex's boats, right? Is because when you look at Vex's boats, you see not only do you see a freaking Sex Panther of a boat, but like when you sell boats for 8 years like I did, you see parts, you see components, you see raw materials, you see what's put together to make that boat, you see Papa Murphy's, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. I mean, you see Papa John's.
They nailed it, yeah.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
Papa Murphy's Take and Bake is is top notch, by the way. But that's kind of what Baits is built on, right? Is like high quality components. This reel's built to last.
It's Papa John's, dude. It's
They
one
ain't just
piece,
selling 12 plastic ball bearings here.
and I don't work directly for Baits. I am a sales rep, and we represent Baits, so they're still relatively new to me.
But
But
that's what exposed you to Baits. And,
Correct.
And like Baits isn't well known up here, so like I think the big key is like you understand quality when you see it, and Baits was something that you probably wouldn't have even known about had you not had the opportunity to put one in your hand.
So the only thing I'd say is I had heard about them because I had seen these launches on Tackle Warehouse, and they go live and they sell out. But it's like a Texas Tackle Warehouse specialty thing. And it's one of those things I'm like, man, they're 350 plus for a reel. But they caught my attention with that one piece 7-way CNC machine tool. And I'm like, full transparency, I've been a Curado 200 E7 guy my whole life.
The man has good taste, as I
I
mentioned earlier.
love a Curado, and the reason why I love it is it's just pretty well bulletproof. And I picked up that thing, and I'm like, man, I've held other reels before, and I've been down this road. But I'm like, God, everybody's talking about these things being just the deal. So I threw 3 on my rods right away when I started at my new position, and 2 of them were flipping sticks, and 1 of them was a jerkbait rod, which in my experience are the 3 hardest techniques on a bait casting reel. And again, I have only used
I actually
them.
don't disagree.
I have only used them for this full season, but I can tell you, there is not one wiggle or, dude, I think it's a 14-pound drag. It's got a click drag, which is kind of fun for a jerkbait.
Yeah.
So it's like that Japanese deal. So when the drag is going, it's clicking too. Anyway, they're super premium, super high quality, strong drag, incredibly low profile reel, and to me they seem the deal. And
It's
I've
so
been
light and tiny.
so light, so tiny, and I wanted to bring you a couple so you could start trying them out yourself, because I know you're a crazy bass head like myself.
Well, I got good taste, and you have great taste, and I'm just debating what Vocelka fishing I put this on first, and it'll probably change from this year to next, because I'll probably put it on a blade bait or something right now, but
Dude, they're cool. They're
Bro,
tiny.
it feels amazing in your hand. And, like, the big thing is, I think a lot of people up here have never even heard of baits, but I think the big thing is when you're buying a reel, just like when you're buying a boat, you see the reel.
You don't even got to worry about that.
It's like I dropped a Vexus. You see the reel, but, like, what a reel maker sees is the components, right?
It's 12 bearings. What a bearing does is it spreads out the stress. So stress on a reel is fault, and more bearings, more spread out stress. So this reel has 12 bearings plus an anti-reverse. So it's got a ton of bearings. You look it up, a 12 bearing baitcasting reel. It is an expensive reel. That reel right now today is $375 retail. But you look up any other 12 bearing reel and they're at least that. And the thing you get
Or
here,
they're like a Abu Garcia, and it's going to last half the time because they're bushings, not bearings. There's a lot of companies that will tell you that a bushing is a bearing.
stainless steel bearings. They're all shielded stainless steel bearings.
And that's, to me,
Like you said, it's
that's why I said that is
better
because
ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
So anyway,
And
we're
not
gonna
to
go-
mention the garlic dipping sauce. If you tried that shit, it's almost mandatory.
I mean, I would be more concerned if you didn't. But anyway, I brought you a couple. I want you to use them. I've been absolutely blown away, and I haven't been that blown away by a reel in a very, very long time.
Well, you have had. I know you well enough to know, like, if this was a bait that you felt like you could beat me in a tournament in, you maybe wouldn't tell me about it. But, like, the fact that, like, a reel isn't, you're not a BSer.
I wouldn't put my reputation
And
on it.
well, I value your opinion because you're not a showboater. You let your rod do
Just
the
like
talking.
you with
and,
all this stuff.
like, dude, so I think it's just a matter of, like, it's cool to have another option because the real company, like the real thing, rods, you got options, right? I mean, you got the best option, which is Vocelka Fishing and Customs, of course. But real companies, it's almost monopolized. Like, you've got, like, basically 3 companies, 2 big players.
2. Yeah.
And Japan leads the way. Shimano, Daiwa, right? So to me, it's really nice to see an American company look at it and say, hey, these guys are almost taking advantage of us. I'm not saying that they are, but almost, because they've done such a good job that they don't have to keep pushing the envelope. And now you're looking at Bates, an American company that's understanding that, hey, we need to bring more jobs back to this country, which, by the way, I'm not against that whatsoever. When I push a Japanese product, it's just go out there and beat it if you got a problem.
And this is the one I brought you. I brought you 2 Hundos because they're my favorite.
That's
they
your
are,
favorite one. So if you're going to pick out a Bates, you're going to pick out the Bates Hundo.
I would say so.
'Kay.
That being said, we do have a new one coming out, which is basically a DC, which is a $200 price point reel. So the whole thing with the Hundo, like I said, is it's 12 bearings, which is crazy, but it's also a one-piece solid aluminum frame. So you got no flex, and I think that's a big part of why I realized I love this thing with the jerkbait and flipping, is the frame flexes, and sometimes that's where you start to feel some of the imperfections with them, and having that thing be that rock solid is insane. But anyway, so that's a one-piece CNC aluminum frame. The new $200 EDC everyday caster, that's the DC reel, and it is a forged aluminum frame just like most other reels.
Does it sound like an American dying eagle when you cast it?
I haven't even cast it yet.
I feel like it should make, like, you know how Mercury kind of overdid it? To the point where it's like, man, this fucker's kind of, like, at first you're like, man, that sounds cool, good American muscle. But then you're like, a year later, you're like, kind of like a
Can we
DC.
quiet this thing down? Yeah.
Like, the Mercury Pro XS is like a DC. Where it's like, whoa,
I'm here.
I'm here, I'm not backlashing. and this thing sounds cool. And then 2 years down the road, you're like, can you quiet down a bit, Karen?
Yeah. I agree.
So I'll be curious, like their DC.
It's got a
what kind
sound.
of American muscle sound it's got.
It's got a sound. I haven't casted it yet. It's brand new. It literally.
Is it a tortured wildebeest?
I hope not. But if it is, it's going to be a very well tortured wildebeest.
It's going to be a well-tuned Mercury growl.
I'm not vouching for something I haven't used yet, but I will say this company has gained my respect, and
that takes a lot with this man. He's got high standards.
I gave a couple to you because I want you to run them too, and I know you're gonna give them a rip.
I'm not worthy, and
You are.
I just want you to know that I will let people know if it sucks or not.
I know.
Just so you know, if it sucks, I'm gonna tell them.
I wouldn't give them to you if I had any question.
And like the fact that you're willing to bet your money on me and my honesty, that's a testament to this man's integrity, and we're gonna find out
Tomorrow.
if he's an industry plant or not.
Yeah. If I'm a ducket or if I'm canceled.
I think of like just Scooby-Doo. You're not Nate Nipper.
Just boy ducket
You're Boyd Duckett.
at the
And what's,
Minnesota
like, the
level.
line they say in every Scooby-Doo book?
I don't know, dude.
Jinkies. But there was a
Yoinks.
yoink Scoob.
All right.
Ruh-roh. On that note,
We're gonna go catch
close
some
this down
bass.
25 minutes ago till we wanted to tell you what a good reel looks like.
And I'm
so.
real glad you reminded me because I brought those for you just because I wanted you to put me on blast.
Well, I gotta be honest, my audience should know what a good fucking rod looks like by now. If you're an avid listener and you don't have a Vocelka Fishing and Custom by now, you probably just missed the Black Friday sale. Like, they just missed it. Like, it's not Black Friday yet, but when this is
No,
gonna
you're
come out,
right. It's close.
they
What
missed
is
it.
what's
and
his
I
deal
recorded
though?
one with Hayden last night.
Just so I know.
25% off.
That's
If you're gonna
significant.
buy a Puppet Master, if you're gonna buy a Spin Boss, like 25%, that's some serious shekels. And like, to be honest, that kind of savings could probably allow you to put a baits on top of it, and the proper line. Like, let's say you're putting Red Label on that bitch. Like, with that 25%, you take that, you upgrade to a baits.
I
and
wouldn't put Red
frickin'
Label
some
on that.
Tatsu or something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
This is we're in You put a baits on a Vocelka, you're in Tatsu territory.
And on that note, we're going to go have some beer in private for a change. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bud.
Goodbye. Goodbyes are always awkward. Have you ever noticed that?
I don't say goodbye.
Irish. You're fucking Irish, aren't you?
Just
you
scoot.
know, what's your descent? Like, what's your ancestry?
I mean, if you took a picture of my face and Googled it, I think it would tell you exactly all you need to know. I'm very heavily Polish based.
Stubborn motherfucker. You fucking Polak.
Yeah.
Oh shit. See, I was gonna guess Austria, but it was
That's
dark
pretty damn
horse
close.
guess. I mean,
that's pretty rare.
I knew I would be within.
I knew it.
I knew I would be within 300 kilometers.
Yeah. My mom's mostly Finnish, but she's got some Polish too, and my dad was as close to 100% Polish as you can get.
I got you. So when Germany invaded Poland, your dad's dad ran to Finland, where that army
it worked
was
that
also
way.
like, getting together.
He went to Canada. My dad's Canadian.
Really?
Yeah, I could get Canadian citizenship if I wanted.
So that was like, there was a Canadian Ellis Island too. Like, don't get it twisted, okay? We weren't the only people, like, recruiting.
Truth. Maybe.
North America. Peace out.